Beautiful look at the Pacific Ocean, just about sunset here in Southern California as we get you ready for Game 2 of a 3-game series between the Padres and the Astros. Hey, it's the month of April. That means Matt Kemp must be doing good things, and it's certainly been the case in his first month as a San Diego Padre. Colby Rasmus for the Astros, a big night last night, 3 RBI, couple of hits. Padres and Tyson Ross will try and contain him here this evening. Welcome to downtown San Diego, Petco Park. It's the Houston Astros still in first place in the American League West against the San Diego Padres. Along with Mark Grant, I'm Jesse Agler. Welcome inside Petco Park. Hey, when you're talking about Padre offense right about now, a guy being in the middle of it pretty much each and every night, got to talk about Yangervis Solarte.
Very exciting part of the lineup when you go 1, 2, 3. The gentleman hitting second, Yangervis Solarte, this season hitting .320. He's got a couple of home runs. And you know what? It must be a treat hitting in front of guys like Matt Kemp and Justin Upton. Hitting .320 on the season. Why? Putting together great at-bats. Look at this. Fighting off high fastballs. Short, quick to the baseball. Not the best pitch, but close enough. And then he takes it the opposite way. Extra base power, couple RBIs. That's what Yangervis Solarte is doing. Seeing a lot of pitches. And also that helps the other hitters coming up after him to get a good look-see at who is pitching and what they're offering the hitter.
All right, tonight's starting pitcher, Tyson Ross.
Yeah, Tyson Ross, there was a mechanical issue last time out, and we can get into that during the course of the game. But as Mark Sweeney said a little bit ago, the location of the fastball is so key. The walks are there. Look at the walks per 9 innings. That's the most, folks, at 6.3. And things could be much, much worse. He's still striking out people. The whip is okay at 1.6. Seems to me when the walks come into play, Jesse, he's making a good pitch to get out of a potential big inning. Hopefully Tyson, who loves to pitch here at Petco Park, turns it around tonight for the home crowd.
He'll be looking to do better with that. And the bullpen, if they are needed tonight, will be looking to do some better things as well. When we come back, we'll hear from Buddy Black as the bullpen seeks redemption at Petco Park. Second game of a 3-game series, Padres and Astros, coming up. where Jerry's price is the lowest price every day. No phony sales, just pure value. By Petco, what we feed them matters. And by Kaiser Permanente.
Welcome back to San Diego. Game 2 between the Padres and the Astros. Last year, the Padres bullpen was one of the best in Major League Baseball, boasting a 2.73 ERA with a ridiculous stat of 60-1 when leading after 6 innings. This year, there's been a few hiccups along the way, but Buddy Black says they will get better.
When you see their numbers at the end of the year, they'll be there. These guys are a good pitcher right now as a group. There's a couple guys, 2, 3, 4 guys maybe not hitting on all cylinders. We need to get on a little bit of a bullpen roll.
So game 2 coming up as the Padres try and even the series. Houston, you got a problem. You're going to have to try and face Tyson Ross today. We got first pitch coming up on Fox Sports San Diego.
Yangervis Solarte with a broken bat flare to left. Altuve, what a play. Second of 3 between the Padres and the Astros coming up. Welcome back to Petco Park with Mark Grant. I'm Jesse Agler. Getting ready for tonight's game. Tyson Ross will be out on the hill against Roberto Hernandez. What do you know? A beautiful night in downtown San Diego. Temperature 70 degrees. I don't know that there is a cloud in the sky as the Padres take the field here on this Tuesday night.
And no clouds in the mind of these Padres who are taking the field after taking the defeat last night, 9-4. The fever in the clubhouse during batting practice in that dugout. It's a clean slate tonight. Watch out for the Friars.
All right, A.J. Hinch, second game managing against the team he used to work for. The Astros lineup brought to you by Hyundai. Looks pretty similar to yesterday, though there is a big missing piece in the middle for the Houston Astros. Jed Lowry, who hurt himself sliding into home plate last night in the 8th inning, has been put on the disabled list, and they're saying he's got a torn ligament in his stomach, could be out for some time. And so Marwin Gonzalez gets the start at shortstop for the Astros. But a lot of power in this lineup, a lot of available strikeouts in this lineup, and of course Jose Altuve at the very top, one of the top hitters once again in the American League here in 2015. Tyson Ross on the mound. The scouting report, Mark Grant.
And if he has things ironed out, we could see a lot of swings and misses tonight into the double digits. Lately, he's been a little erratic. We talked about the walks earlier, but he's made a pitch to turn it around. Things could be much, much worse. He can't do just that. On one pitch, one inning, Tyson Ross loves pitching at home. at Petco.
Yeah, great ERA here in his career. The Padre defense brought to you by your San Diego County Ford dealers. Middlebrooks Amarista on the left side of the infield. Another start for Solarte at second. Alonso at first. Derek Norris behind the plate, and the outfield oh so familiar. Upton, Myers, and Kemp. Jose Altuve making the walk from the third base dugout to the home plate area as we get ready to start tonight's game. Second interleague matchup of the season for both of these teams. Tyson Ross looking to get it going. Plenty of strikeouts this year, but plenty of walks as well. And plenty of time for Tyson to figure things out. Still early on in the season, the 28-year-old making his 5th start of the year, second at Petco, and the first pitch of the night is delivered high to Altuve. 1 ball and no strikes. Altuve last night showed us all firsthand how he gets it done at the plate. That one misses a little bit low to the Astro leadoff hitter. 2 for 5 in the ball game last night. Already his 5th straight multi-hit game. That's a strike. 2-1.
Just great plate coverage for Altuve. Just because the pitch is up and away doesn't mean he'll take it that way. He can pull it. Just because it's inside doesn't mean he'll pull it. He will stay inside that baseball and rifle it the opposite way as well.
Breaker from Ross in there for a called strike. 2-2.
I'd like to see Tyson have a nice quick inning, Jesse. 1, 2, 3. Get in that dugout. Get that feel, that release point on his pitches tonight.
His mechanics are so much a part of it, as that one just misses off the outside edge. 3-2. As the night goes on, you kind of educate us, Mark, on what we look for with Tyson Ross as Altuve fouls that one away.
Yeah, interesting conversation with Darren Balsey, the pitching coach of the Padres, and it relies on the front side of Tyson Ross, his glove side. Sometimes during a delivery, he will take that glove and keep it towards his chest rather than bringing it through towards the left side and not get extended. We can dig into that a little deeper later on.
3-2, and Altuve lifts a fastball in the air, center field. Will Myers. 1 away. Let's take a look at the keys to the game, brought to you by your Honda dealers of San Diego County.
Oh, I love the keys to the game. Hey, bullish pen, throw up some zeros. We touched upon it in our open. They are quite capable of doing that. Every team goes through spurts. And Tyson, hey, toss a gem. Would love to see the big right-hander go 7+. Take him deep into the ball game.
All about the pitching tonight from Mark Green.
Yeah.
Well, the runs have been there. Padres are scoring.
That's why I chose that avenue, Jesse. They're going to score some runs.
First pitch to Luis Valbuena, misses up. See the 5 home runs. Leads the Astros. 2-0. Valbuena 1 for 5 with an RBI single in the game last night. Plenty of scoring in a 9-4 Astro win for both teams. Strike 1.
Hey, former Padre, Luke Gregerson, the closer for the Astros.
Saw him warming up at one point last night as this one is up the middle and through past Solarte for a 1-out single. So Luis Valbuena reaches against Tyson Ross, 1-on, 1-out here in the top of the first.
This team loves to hit the fastball. These Astros love to swing the bats. That is a slider. You can see it out of the hand, see the rotation. And he gets jammed a little bit. Doesn't have that clean, crisp sound. It's off the label, but still finds the hole and hits it aggressively up the center of the diamond.
George Springer will step in now. Had a great rookie year last year with all the home runs. He was a pest on the bases last night. Tied his career high with 3 steals against the Padres. We have seen teams running on San Diego plenty this year. Fastball misses low outside.
Let's see if Tyson Ross uses the regular leg kick. And the reason why he may do that, he wants to concentrate on making good quality pitches and not have to worry about the runner. I think that's his main objective.
Valbuena does have 1 steal this year over at first base as Ross delivers the first strike to Springer.
First 2 pitches to Springer. Conventional high leg kick from Tyson Ross.
Got the slide step. He can mix in when he wants. Another high leg kick and another strike.
How about Tyson Ross, the front side? See his glove? Sometimes he brings it in towards his chest and he doesn't get up top and get extended. If he brings that glove a little bit to the left side and pulls it in towards his left side, he can get out in front.
1-2, foul back.
This is what we're talking about, Jesse, with Tyson Ross. When he starts to go forward, sometimes he brings his glove, it stays here, and he doesn't get out and extend it. Ideally, what a pitcher wants to do is bring it in here, this way, and get out in front and get extended that way. So he gets caught up here sometimes. It doesn't get extended. That's where you see him yank some pitches up and out of the zone.
Long pause and a check on the base runner. When you talk about stealing bases, you often talk about the catcher, and Derek Norris has thrown out 9 guys trying to steal this year, but of course much of the responsibility lies with the pitcher. And what takes place in these moments before the pitch is delivered. Got it. First strikeout of the night for Tyson Ross. 2 away here in the first.
Great location for the slider. Great tilt. Gets on top of it. Oh, I love that slow motion. You can see that little dot. That means he's getting out in front, and a bad hack right there by George Springer.
Get an opportunity to see Evan Gattis. Did not start the game last night. He's been mostly designated hitting for A.J. Hinch here in the National League ballpark. He gets a start in left field. Pinch hit in the game last night. Lined out in the 8th. Miserable start to the season for Gattis, who came over from the Braves this offseason. Began 0 for 20. Batting average up nearly 50 points the last couple of games as he starts to find his stride.
I love to watch this kid hit.
Yeah.
No batting gloves.
Pretty simplified approach. That one gets away from Norris, and so Valbuena scurries up to second base. Wild pitch from Tyson Ross, and a man in scoring position for Gattis with 2 away.
That's one of those pitches where he may have cut himself short a little bit on that slider. And it's a fine line, too. Have you ever seen a slow pitch softball game?
Sure.
You know those hitters that can hit at a country mile? That's what Evan Gattis reminds me of. He's just one of those guys that's waiting for the slow pitch to come in and just gripping it and ripping it.
It's like when they have those long haul bombers here at Petco Park. Those guys, they hit it like 800 feet. Goes up and gets that one. Myers running out of space, and he can't make the catch, and it goes over the wall for a 2-run homer. Evan Gattis, his second long ball of the season. It kept carrying to center field. Myers looked like he had a shot to catch it, but Gattis gets the Astros on the board here in the opening frame.
This ball, first of all, out of the hand of Tyson Ross. Evan Gattis gets enough of it. Look at this pitch. It's up in the zone. It's up around his chin. Will Myers, he's kind of going, back and forth a little bit. He kind of drifted back rather than going back on it and going to the farthest point. Hey, very catchable ball off the glove, off the top of the fence and onto the beach. 2-0 fastball. Oh, so close.
First pitch swinging and missing for Colby Rasmus.
I think if you ask Will Myers, he would say, I should have had that ball.
Went to the right spot as check swings fouled back to the screen. It looked a lot like the swing we saw from Evan Gattis on Sunday in Oakland.
Yes.
And the big hit he had in the 9th inning against the A's. The ball was just up, and it doesn't bother him. Nice effort by Will Myers, unable to make the catch. 0-2, and he's holding up. A ball and 2 strikes.
That's one of those where I say he shouldn't have made the catch, but he could have made the catch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Should he have made the catch? Could he have? Absolutely. He definitely got a lot of glove on it. Just couldn't find the pocket.
See ball, hit ball. Second strikeout of the inning for Tyson Ross. He gets Colby Rasmus on a slider, 2 Ks, but also a couple of runs for the Astros. Will Myers coming up. Feed Them Matters. Bottom of the first inning at Petco Park. Will Myers going to lead off for Buddy Black tonight. The Padre lineup brought to you by Toyota. Yangervis Solarte, another start at second base. Pretty much the same lineup as we saw last night. Norris and Alonso flip-flopped as the Padre catcher gets the opportunity to hit fifth here tonight against Roberto Hernandez. Used to know him as Fausto Carmona until 2011. Now 34 years old.
Sinker, changeup mix, ground ball pitcher. He's not overpowering. He really relies on that off-speed stuff and that downward movement to get grounders.
Downward movement there, but much too much of it. And it misses in the dirt for ball one to Will Myers. Myers doing something we haven't seen much of as he pushes a bunt to the left side, and it's going to be an easy single. Well, we keep saying he's not a prototypical leadoff hitter, but he does a leadoff man thing right there, pushing one up the third base line for a base hit.
Hey, what a great idea. Two in the top of the first for the Astros, and Will Myers knowing that, hey, we need base runners, so why not? They're playing far back at third base. The Valbuena way back, respecting the power, and with the shift, student body left, no chance.
All smiles for Will Myers, who just missed. Making a great catch on the Evan Gattis homer in the top of this inning. Yangervis Solarte with Myers running. Castro's throw down way high and into center field. Rasmus backs it up in the outfield, but a stolen base for Will Myers, his third of the season. And a man in scoring position on a 1-0 count to Solarte.
How about the Padres just taking the reins and going full force after being down 2-0. The bunt single, the stolen base, runner in scoring position, and with one of the guys swinging the hottest bats right now, Solarte at the plate.
Padres have been so good with runners in scoring position, especially this guy. Last night, San Diego 4 for 6 in these situations. That one gets away, but not far enough from the catcher Castro. 2-0. Done great with runners in scoring position, done great early in the game. As you see the numbers for Solarte, you can certainly understand why he's making another start here tonight. 12th start of the year, 8th at second base. 3-0.
Well, that 88-mile-an-hour fastball, that's pretty much what you're going to get from Hernandez. Probably not much more than 90. He really relies on movement and that changeup.
How about those big numbers from Solarte? 3-0 taken all the way, and it's strike one from Hernandez. Matt Kemp next. That big batting average.
Yeah, you don't think Hernandez is kind of peeking on deck and saying, oh my gosh, Matt Kemp's on deck.
Justin Upton after that goes down and chases the changeup. Now full count, 3-2 from Roberto Hernandez.
Hey, keep that in your memory bank, right? 3-1 changeup from Hernandez. That just goes to show you how much confidence he has in that off-speed pitch.
Myers with a bunt single. Stole second. Already has the uniform dirty here in the first. They've worked him away. The 3-2 down the middle. Ripped to first. Pass Carter into right field for a base hit. Myers will score easily. Solarte takes a big turn, goes back to first, an RBI single, and the Padres get one back here in the first.
That's one way to liven up the Padres dugout. Two-seamer. Hernandez trying to slip a little piece of cheese past Solarte, and you know what? Ain't going to happen. Carter can't come up with it. They cut the lead in half, and when you look at the scoreboard, still nobody out.
Another first inning run for the Padres.
Stay hot, Solarte.
Yangervis 3 for 4 in the game last night with a couple of RBIs. RBI single here in the first.
Beautiful job by Will Myers. That was a clinic putting down that drag punt down the third baseline.
Matt Kemp takes strike one. 29 hits for Kemp so far this year. That's tied for second in the National League. Fouls it off at the plate, 0-2. Hernandez, an all-star with the Indians in 2010, signed a minor league deal with Houston back in February. Had a good spring training down in Florida, made the team. Part of this rotation. He's had some bad luck early on here. He's pitched okay for the most part. 0-2 with a 3.57 ERA. Had a strong outing his last time up. It took, what they call a tough luck loss in Seattle. Strike 3 called to Kemp. And it's a 3-pitch strikeout, 1 away.
Once again, that strike zone seems like it's inconsistent. That ball looked like it was off the plate. Pitch number 3, well off the plate according to Fox Tracks. Brought to you by Honda, and it's a slider. Wow.
Jim Reynolds, the crew chief, the home plate umpire tonight, as Justin Upton stands in. Big rip, 0-1. I guess if you're Buddy Black right now and you're watching that strike 3 call to Matt Kemp, you're thinking, all right, top of the next inning, I want to make sure that when Tyson Ross goes out there, he's getting that call too.
No question.
Upton pops it up, shallow right field. Springer coming on. Altuve going back, and Springer at the last moment makes the catch. Second out of the inning here in the first. Take a look at the rest of the Houston defense. See Springer in right. Rasmus gets the start in center tonight. Gaddis in left. Marwin Gonzalez, the shortstop, with Jed Lowry on the DL. Jose Altuve familiarly at second base. Carter and Valbuena on the corners. Another start for Jason Castro. A lot of catching when he was a Brave, and now Evan Gaddis getting an opportunity to play some left field. No DH. Hot topic in the pregame show, huh?
Yes, it was.
Derek Norris, 2 outs, runner on first, and ball 1.
Yeah, the Houston Astros defense, as Norris grips the shillelagh, their third fewest errors. They can catch the ball.
Done a nice job defensively this year, although now they're plugging and playing a little bit. See if that comes up at any point, either tonight or tomorrow afternoon in the series finale.
Good movement on that 2-seamer. Manager's look right there from the Padre dugout. That's what Bud Black looks at each and every night. Keeping an eye on his troops.
Norris up a spot in the order from where he was last night. Gets a hanger, pops it up, and he'll go over the dugout out of play. 1-2.
Jesse, what is your opinion about the DH? No DH.
Hate the DH.
Hate's pretty strong.
It's the accurate word to use, the appropriate word to use. I really, really dislike it, but I also think it's probably an inevitability in the National League. You listen to what people say, kind of read between the lines. Commissioner, like you said, with Mark Sweeney and Mike Pomerantz and Padres Live, the pregame show, certainly seems like it's coming. And I like watching a guy like Tyson Ross hit. One of the best moments for the Padres last night was a great at-bat by James Shields. Big moment in the game.
Absolutely right.
And strategy, fun, excitement.
Double switches, right? Using the bench.
A couple of hits this season for James Shields. Solarte over at first. Has not attempted a stolen base this year. Had an RBI single. To plate Will Myers. Kemp struck out. Upton popped up. And now Derek Norris with 2 away and a man on first. Nice healthy lead from Solarte. And he's going. Norris on the ground foul outside of third.
I was just going to say, he was digging in at first base, Solarte, with that left foot, as almost he was like a pitcher pushing up that pitcher's mound, that rubber, to get a good start towards second base.
See the numbers for the Padres in the first inning this year. Best offensive team in the opening frame in the National League. As a pitcher, you got to love that.
Gives you wiggle room, right? Room for error. That was something that did not happen last year.
1-2 as Solarte stays put. Another grounder foul outside of third.
So I was talking about Solarte. Look at the left foot. Watch him. He gets settled and then twist, 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 twist. Okay, I'm going to go. Got to go.
Ball was fouled off. Solarte certainly has the ability to steal a base. Haven't seen him try it yet this year.
Here comes the changeup.
On 1-2. Spoils it.
That's a good foul right there. That's a good staying alive pitch.
Yeah, Derek Norris not going to make it easy on anybody.
Here's the changeup grip. Almost looks like a forkball, but he goes almost over the top of it. Almost like he's wiping off a table in front of him, right? Not really from 12 to 6 or 1 to 7 on the release point or the arm swing. It's almost like a 2 to 8. Jesse, rather than an arm angle like that, it's almost like Hernandez does this, comes this way and does that, where it rolls over the top of it. So it's like that. Gets that dip.
Some of the movement. 1-2 to Norris. A little bit low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hernandez got a couple of calls off the plate. That one probably a bit too low as Yonder Alonso hopes to hit next. Padres trailed a couple of times in yesterday's game, came from behind twice before falling behind for good in the later innings.
Looks like a slider coming here.
Fouled off again as Derek Norris will force a 9th pitch of the at-bat.
Hey, didn't we see an at-bat like this with the guy at first base last night, Solarte fouling off some pitches and ultimately a 2-run double? Going home with a souvenir. Good at-bat going on here. How you doing?
5 souvenirs provided by Derek Norris this at bat. He's fouled off 5 pitches against Roberto Hernandez. Still a 2-2 count. Solarte leads, and this one's hammered to left. Good hooking foul. 6th foul ball at the at bat, and another souvenir for a Padre fan. Nice shorts.
It's a nice satchel right there. That guy's happy.
He got a ball.
Yeah.
And he's got a place to keep it.
And he's having a ball.
Yes, he is. At the ball game. Another 2-2 to Norris. Tenth pitch of the at-bat is popped up to shallow right. Springer and Altuve converging again. Springer makes the call, makes the catch, and the side is retired. The Padres get one back, though. Another RBI from Yannder Solarte.
Josh Johnson throwing his first simulated game since having Tommy John surgery last year. 40 pitches. Said afterwards he felt great, the timing was good, and probably the best part of it all was seeing that all of his teammates, the front office, his coaches, were all there to watch him. Afterwards, he said it was nice to finally feel like a ball player and do something other than go shake someone's hand, and to actually get a workout there on the mound. And talking with Buddy Black afterwards, here's the timeline right now for Josh. He'll go to Arizona soon, throw one more simulated game before he then will go on about 10 days on his first rehab assignment in minor leagues. And then from there, we'll see. But good news, he felt good. He said the timing was good, 40 pitches through all of his pitches. So good news for Josh Johnson, guys.
Yeah, Chris, that's great news for the Padres as well. And how about that? The entire team watching him work that simulated game.
Chris, nicely done. And I tell you what, folks, you don't know what that means to Josh Johnson and what it means about this team. Guys could have been very easily in the lunchroom, hanging out, having a cup of coffee, sitting in front of their locker, texting, doing whatever. What guys do, right? No. They're rooting on their teammate, and that tells you a lot about what this team feels for each other. Good for those guys. Great teammates.
2-2 to Marwin Gonzalez, the shortstop who came on for Jed Lowry last night after he was injured. Johnson and Cashner continuing to talk shop. And yeah, it sounds like when that rehab assignment does start, there'll be 4 or 5 starts for Josh Johnson. He didn't do spring training. He's got to get stretched out, you know, just like any other pitcher when he shows up in February.
So, yeah, like early June maybe, right? They're going to play on the cautious side as well.
No reason to rush it.
Right.
Gonzalez fouls off a 2-2 pitch from Tyson Ross. Astros got a couple in the first, a 2-run homer for Evan Gattis.
Chris Budden with the feel-good story tonight. Nicely done.
That was really neat, though, seeing all those guys out there watching that.
And how about them all clapping after he made the last pitch and walked off the mound towards the dugout?
Just reciprocating, Josh Johnson has been around all last year, all of this year, as Gonzalez fouls another one away. Closed captioning for tonight's game is brought to you by Wiener Schnitzel.
Chris Budd, look out.
Cat-like.
Watch out for that espresso you got over there.
It's my cat-like reflexes. I need a glove down here.
I know where you can find one. Is Tyson Ross strikes out Marwin Gonzalez. Third K for Tyson here early on. One away.
He's got the feel for that slider down and in. Gonzalez, look at this pitch. Out of the hand. Looks like a fastball. Swings right over the top of it. And it's just not a swing and a miss. That's about, what, good 6-8 inches?
A lot of strikeouts this season for Tyson Ross. You know about the swing and a miss rate, as Chris Carter, who's swung and missed once or twice in his day, steps in. No balls and a strike from Tyson. Carter 1 for 5 with 3 strikeouts in last night's game. Did have an RBI double later on.
I envision sliders down and away right here. First game of the series we saw last night when Carter struck out first 3 times, doubled and it flew out. Seems like down and away was the pitch to go to.
Lots of foul balls, lots of souvenirs here early on in this game. Those mechanical things you say you're looking out for with Tyson Ross, I mean, that's something that can be adjusted within the game, right? That's something that in between innings, Darren Balsley can sit with him and talk about.
And that's exactly when he wants to talk to him. He's not going to go out and make a visit to a pitcher and throw a lot in his mind. I mean, there's enough pressure out there already trying to make good pitches. Best pitching coach on the right side there, Darren Balsley, and James Shields on the left.
Nice breaking pitch there for a called strike. 3-2 to Chris Carter.
Take a look at the delivery. Watch the glove side. Okay, it's up. Goes out towards home plate. Bring it in. Does it stay to the left of his? Yes, that's okay. That's a little better.
Fastball. Carter hits it in the air to right. Pretty routine for Matt Kemp. 2-away.
But you saw his glove kind of end up towards the front of his, maybe underneath that RES on Padres on his jersey, rather than bringing it through the left side and letting that top side get extended out in front a little bit more. See the glove here? Now watch, rather than going down that way on the left side, he kind of brings it on this side of the jersey right here, right? As you roll it, see right there, see where the glove's in front? rather than kind of bringing it through the left side.
Jason Castro hit a home run last night. Take strike one from Tyson Ross. Solo shot leading off the 7th inning, as you see, his 2nd of the year. Veteran catcher swings and misses, 0-2. Tyson Ross pretty much picking up right where James Shields left off in the strikeout department. 12 last night for the Padre ace. And that's the 4th of the night for Tyson Ross. A 3-pitch strikeout to Jason Castro and a 1-2-3 second. Brought to you by Mission Federal Credit Union. Earlier today, Mission Fed donated $4,000 to the San Diego Literacy Foundation. They also provided tickets for tonight's game to representatives from the San Diego Literacy Foundation. Mission Fed donates around $1.5 million a year to local charities. Very nice moment before the ball game tonight. Alonso, Middlebrooks, and Amarista due up against Roberto Hernandez. And the first pitch to Yonder is swung on and back to the mound. Hernandez with the easy scoop, one away. Yonder's trying to get going again.
Yep.
Had a nice start to the season, slowed down a little bit.
Looks like he kind of pulled off a little bit on that. With Hernandez out there, everything's going to go down and away, right? Against the left-handed hitter.
Will Middlebrooks has done a nice job being in the mix most days. He has reached in 18 of his 20 starts this year. 1 for 4 with a run scored in the game last night. And he takes strike one from Hernandez. And a real solid presence here early on. 0-2. Leads off from Hernandez.
You know, Hernandez has that delivery, like a lot of moving parts, knees and elbows coming at you. And then all of a sudden the ball just kind of, you know, the changeup, the two seams.
Floats up there.
88. I mean, watch his delivery. He's one of them. Coming at you and then soft. Very deliberate over the rubber. And then here's where you get the moving parts. Big stride, long stride as compared to Tyson Ross. Good fielding position.
Yeah, the big finish on the front of the mound. 2-2 to Middlebrooks, and it's hit on the ground. Gonzalez. Close play, and they say they got it. Boy, Marwin Gonzalez took his time over at shortstop, and Middlebrooks hustled all the way.
Hey, get tickets to see the Padres take on the Colorado Rockies at 7:10 p.m. It's this Saturday. The Rocks are going to come to town. Stay after to check out the post-game fireworks show. Set to tunes from Led Zeppelin. Da-na-na, 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 da-na-na. Cashmere? Get tickets today at Padres.com.
Fireworks Saturday night. Alexi Amarista, great numbers in his career against Roberto Hernandez. Not a ton of at-bats, but a ton of success. 4 hits and 5 at-bats, including a home run. Their history goes back a couple of years. Amarista, of course, came up with the Angels. Hernandez pitching for Cleveland. Goes down and taps that one foul. 1-2.
Well, he loves that changeup.
Hernandez has started a few games against the Padres in his career. 1-2 with a 4.50 ERA. Anytime we mention something like that, you say this is a very different Padre team than whichever one he faced. Outside ball 2 to Amarista. Alexi 1 for 4 with a run scored last night. And now a full count, 3-2.
I'm wondering through the course of this game how long Hernandez is in the game. If these Padre hitters are going to start sitting, maybe change up. Just a thought. I know you're supposed to look for the fastball and adjust accordingly to the off-speed stuff. Let's see one here. 3-2, 2 outs.
Fastball at 90. Seen some really good at-bats from the Padres these last few days. Think about Solarte last night, Amarista, the homer against the Dodgers on Sunday. Even Derek Norris battling in the first inning before making out. And that is strike 3 called. Lexi thought it was up, but it's the second strikeout of the night for Roberto Hernandez. And a 1-2-3 second inning. We'll head to the third. 2-1 Houston.
We're going to talk about one of the tools of Tyson Ross, the stride. Look at his big leg kick, and it's a short stride, maybe 5'8" But what is important about the stride? It gives you a direct line towards home plate. It creates momentum, so you get on top, take a lot of pressure off the arm. It's a fall. It's not really a strong push. I'm a firm believer of you kind of fall towards home plate, kind of a feel, and then once you plant and turn, it's the rotation of the hips and the arm coming through that generates the ball towards home plate.
Generates strike 2 from Roberto Hernandez. First at bats of the season. You see the career numbers, an .060 average. Last year had a couple of hits. in 13 at-bats, split the season between Philadelphia and the Dodgers, and that is strikeout number 5 for Tyson Ross.
I would love to see a home run hitting contest between Roberto Hernandez and Odrisamer Despaigne.
I was thinking Bartolo Colon. That was what that swing reminded me.
Could be a trifecta.
Okay. 3-way competition. Jose Altuve, the leadoff man coming up. And you see what he did last year in the American League. One of the most dangerous players. That batting average, hits, everything, all there. This is down low, 1-0.
Talked to Mark Kotze, the hitting coach for the San Diego Padres, before the game, and he said that Altuve, when he looks at the way he approaches the ball with that swing of his, it's one of the best in the game.
You got to figure he has to be really fundamentally sound. Talk about the size. You don't want to over discuss it, but the guy is probably 5'5". He's not going to generate, a ton of power on his own. He's got to do everything right. Fun to watch. Lines that one right back up the middle. 1-out single for Altuve. He is now hit in 7 straight games.
Did you see him get on top of that one? Some serious top hand.
Another guy to pay attention to for Tyson Ross.
You have to be short and quick to this one. Look at on contact. That's right where Houston is, but look at him get on top of it, roll it over, and look at the top spin on that ball. That's almost like a guy with a tennis racket. Yeah. To get that spin over the net.
1 out. Runner on first, Luis Valbuena. Altuve's got the lead. There he goes. Nice jump. Norris can't get a handle on it. And it'll be a stolen base for Jose Altuve, his American League leading 8th of the season.
Always a threat. Check out the leg kick. Big leg kick. Tyson wants to concentrate on the good pitch. It was spiked. And I also love the good old-fashioned pop-up slide as well.
You got to figure there was some talk in the Houston clubhouse after last night about sliding. Jed Lowry at the home plate. Thumb ligament will require surgery, as that one's grounded to Alonso. On the backhand, flips it to Ross, 2 away.
Boy, judging by Yonder Alonso's reaction there, I thought the ball may have gotten caught in his glove. Not the case. Just couldn't find the handle initially.
Might have tried what John Lester did against the Padres in Wrigley a couple weeks ago.
Let's check it out. Backhand. It was caught in the webbing a little bit, but then, comes out cleanly. And a nice toss by Tyson to Tyson, covering the bag.
It was neat there. You could almost see him not panic. Just sort of collect himself and say, all right, I know how much time I've got.
You have more time than you realize.
Yeah.
Good call.
George Springer struck out his first time up. Tyson struck out 2 in the first, 2 in the second. He's got 1 so far here in the third. 1-1. See the ratio, balls and strikes for Tyson Ross so far. 1-2.
Can you say nasty?
Nasty.
That's what describes this slider here. Down and away. Springer looks at that pitch and thinks it's going to be a fastball in the outside corner.
Lays off at that time, 2-2.
Let's break it down. Percentages. The fastball 53 and the breaky ball 47. So almost 50-50. No changeups. Remember, Tyson Ross is a pretty darn good changeup as well.
Altuve walks off third base. 2-2 to Springer. Got him. Strike 3 called as George Springer strikes out for the second time tonight. 6 Ks for Tyson Ross through 3 innings. Nasty stuff. Springer looks, called out. We'll go to the bottom of the third.
Daniel Jacobs. He's an Iraq war veteran and a resident here in San Diego, and lost his left leg and several other injuries in a 2006 incident when an IED exploded underneath his Humvee. And baseball actually played a pretty big role in your recovery. How did it help you medically and physically and mentally heal?
I don't know. I mean, just the physical abilities of getting out and just trying to be one of the guys again. And I mean, once you step on the field, nobody pays attention to your leg or your fingers or anything. I mean, it's just next pitch, next play, let's get it done. So I guess just being one of the guys again and just feeling that normalcy again is a huge role in everything, physical, emotional, spiritual, I mean, just all of it. So
you threw out the first pitch today, and actually you've tried out for 3 Major League Baseball teams. What did you want to get out of that?
Well, obviously a contract, but I want to get my story out there and help inspire many other people. I mean, just people with disabilities in general. Be a civilian veterans, and just kind of bridge that gap between the communities, and also just show people that one instance or many instances can't define you. You get out there, you understand that life's short, and I mean, you get out there and you live life, live it to the fullest, because tomorrow's not a guarantee. So
I know you're here with a whole group of people. Can you kind of explain to us who all's here and how people can help?
Well, a lot of my family and friends, but ADS is here, and they support Wounded Wear, which is an organization by former Navy SEAL Jason Redmond, who's a true inspiration to me. And after trying out for the Tigers, he asked me to be a part of this, and I said absolutely. I'm just blessed to be here and blessed to help the veteran community.
Well, we appreciate all you do, and thanks for spending some time with us. And enjoy the game with your daughter. She's a cute one. Back to you, Jesse.
Hey, Chris, thank you very much, and thank you to Daniel as well for everything he has done and for everything he's doing. That's a really, really nice story. And he threw out the first pitch here tonight at Petco Park.
Well, you talk about an inspiration, like he said, to spread the word, and I think he says something very valuable. Tomorrow's not a guarantee, right? Get the most out of life and spend it with your family. And oh, how cute! Yes.
One out for Will Myers after Tyson Ross grounds to third.
Thank you, Chris Budden.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chris. Nicely done.
Myers hit a bunt single his first time up, stole a base, scored the Padre run. Guess it shouldn't be a surprise that he and Yangervis Solarte combined to get the Padres on the board. Both have been super productive here this first month of the season. Coming into tonight, Myers second in the National League with 17 runs scored. Adrian Gonzalez of the Dodgers at 18. And of course, Myers, now with that hitting streak, has also scored 18 runs. Keeping some good company in the National League leaderboard. Goes down, dribbles that one left side of the roll foul. That's good news for the Astros as Valbuena touches it.
I was going to say, Will Myers, a swinging bunt almost to match his drag bunt to lead off the game.
Brought a real energy to this team, Will Myers. And he's getting it done top of the batting order. I don't know that 2-3 years from now we'll still see him leading off for the Padres, but right now they're asking him to do it, and he's doing a very, very nice job. Oh, 2.
Hey!
Whoa.
Hey! He wants it up. And this one, hey, that's I hear pitches getting away, but that's a little bit too close to the coconut right there. Wow.
Almost off Fox tracks. He had some swinging there, and that's the second out of the inning. So Hernandez gets Will Myers. Time now for the T-Mobile game changer. Yangervis Solarte. RBI single, his first time up, and look at him on the National League leaderboards. Third with a .571 average with runners in scoring position.
Love it.
Even better with Runners in scoring position in 2 outs. A good 2-strike hitter. He's basically done it all.
And here's the thing. I was just going to say, with 2 outs and he's up at the plate, he can restart a rally and get some base runners. And he answers right there.
2 for 2 with a couple of singles. And, of course, with Matt Kemp and Justin Upton right behind him in the order, anytime he reaches, whether it's at the start of an inning, in the middle of an inning, towards the end of an inning, it's going to give the Padres an opportunity to do some damage.
Boy, like a maximum effort pitcher, I'll tell you what, a maximum effort swing right there, using the whole body. Hands set back, front foot down, like he's going to throw a punch at somebody. Rifles through that pitch and hits it solidly through the center of the diamond.
2 outs, runner on first for Matt Kemp. Kemp has hit in 5 straight games, takes that one way inside, ball 1. (14 RBIs, 6 doubles, and you see the big numbers during this hitting streak. Two and 0.
You know what I'm waiting for, Jesse? I'm waiting for Matt Kemp to drive one of those pitches to the right center field gap, either for extra bases or for a home run, right out here. Oh, we've seen him do it before.
Does a great job going the other way. There's a strike. 2-1. Great April hitter in his career, great hitter at Petco Park in his career, and living up to all of that here in his first month in a Padre uniform. Big swing and a miss, 2-2. Change up from Hernandez, and he's now 1 strike away from getting out of the inning. Padres have made him work over 50 pitches. On the left side of the infield, that's Valbuena going the short way, and the side is retired. We'll go to the 4th at Petco Park, 2-1 Astros.
You have to get used to if you're an outfielder. Now Petco Park has changed the outfield wall. Last year this wall was 8 feet, harder to rob, but now it's 7 feet, so you can reach up and grab a baseball over the wall. So there's some of the things that you have to do that incorporate some of the defense. Now we go down, this is 5-foot wall. This is still in play so you can see this is a dugout suite that is pretty cool for the fans, but also for the left fielder, it gives a different dynamic, because if you are going to rob a fly ball coming over and getting your rib cage in this area, if you get in position to rob a field, it's always exciting. It's an exciting play in the game of baseball, and I love that Petco Park has some of the nuances in left field particularly.
Mark Sweeney, thanks a lot. Really, really neat out in left field, and there you are, Mark Sweeney. You're just hanging out in the down the line suite presented by American Medical Response.
And Jesse, what a great spot! I mean, you look at this spot. We're right out here. We're in Justin Upton's back pocket. It's a great site because you can see all kinds of different lines, and you realize how big this area really is out here in left field.
Hey, great job, Mark, on that explanation regarding. I love it when the walls are shorter, so outfielders can go up and over to try to snatch one back. That's what makes it so exciting.
Yeah, I do. I think that too. And I mean, unfortunately, when you're talking about a 5-foot wall and you get up, kind of like how I jump. I mean, because I could jump like crazy. You got to worry about your rib cage. That's the problem over here when you get to this area. But the problem for me, I couldn't get to this area very well. So that was the only
Mark, I do have a question. Is there somebody down there instructing fans to where if a ball is hit down there to back off a little bit?
Well, we've talked to everybody down here that are eating right now, and what a great place. They get food from the patio. Also, Ballast Point can give you some food. But, yeah, we try to instruct all of the fans down here, stay away from the outfield wall and don't hang over the wall.
You see that sign. Be aware of objects flying from the field. It can be on you in a hurry out in left field. Hey, Mark Sweeney, you were talking about, trying to make those over-the-wall catches. We saw Will Myers attempt one in the first inning on Evan Gattis. Is that one of those that maybe looks easier than it actually is for these outfielders?
I think, Jesse, when you get to a wall as an outfielder, typically you're not running that far to get to center field. I think Will Myers is going to still get used to the field here at Petco Park. Even though it's his home field, he hasn't played a lot of games here and hasn't had many of those balls, but I think he could have played that a little bit better.
Get another look at Myers just having the ball go off the thumb of his mitt and over the fence for a 2-run homer for Evan Gattis in the first inning. Nice athletic play by Myers. He had it all timed up in the right place. Just missed it. 1-out walk to Rasmus, and he goes as Gonzalez fouls it off at the plate. 0-2.
Jesse, you talk about that play, too, and what Will Myers is trying to get better at in center field. But then he leads off the next inning, leads off with a bunt, stolen base, ends up scoring a run. I think that's what a lot of fans are going to start falling in love with. He's thinking along the games of how I can make up for that play in the first inning.
Yeah, it was fun watching him act like that prototypical leadoff man back in the first. Gonzalez, one of the 6 strikeouts that Tyson Ross has collected here in the first 3+. Checks on Rasmus. So what's the best part of that view out there, Mark Sweeney?
You really feel like you're on the field. This lower wall definitely has that aspect of it, and you're seeing also the movement from the outfielders. Typically when we're so close, you see Justin Upton moving to the line and trying to guard against that left-handed swing so he doesn't dump it into short left.
0-2 to Gonzalez, swung on and missed. Strike 3. 7 strikeouts for Tyson Ross. As we said, he's just sort of picking up where James Shields left off last night. He struck out 12.
And he went right back to the well the first time Gonzalez struck out. Down and in with that slider. And a nice pick once again by Derek Norris. That ball gets away. It's a runner in scoring position.
What a view. And the wall is 5 feet, but I know behind it, like where Mark is sitting, it's actually elevated, Mark, so you feel like you're pretty much right on top of it.
Yeah, it's actually a porch area here, but then also the consistency of the warning track area that you guys just saw.
Pitch out, nothing on as Chris Carter steps in.
You see so many things out here in left field, and obviously the grounds crew does such a phenomenal job on this field. The best field in baseball, in my opinion, and Mark and I have always talked about that. But you see the consistency out here with the grass leading into the warning track area. Phenomenal field.
1-0 to Carter after the pitch out is in the dirt. Start of this inning, Evan Gattis with a ground ball to the right side, and a really nice play by Yangervis Solarte. He's been hitting, flashed a little bit of leather.
Nice numbers right there for the 6-game hit streak, but he's got to contend with Tyson Ross and that slider.
Runner goes, throw down from Norris. Not in time. Big jump there by Colby Rasmus, his first stolen base of the season.
Looked like a two-seam fastball, and Derek just working underneath it a little bit.
Carter extended that hitting streak last night with an RBI double. He did strike out 3 times. Tyson behind him, 3-0. And there's a strike.
Three-one slider. A lot of pitches to Carter have been down and away. That slider, you don't want to leave anything middle in. He can turn on it. Outfield playing to go the other way just in case he takes one of those pitches away and tries to dump it in the shallow center field or right center field.
3-2 from Ross. And a liner into right field. That's going to be a base hit. Kemp has to go over and cut it off. Rasmus will come around to score. It's an RBI single from Chris Carter and a 3-1 lead for the Astros in the 4th.
Another case of mislocation, just as I was describing. He wants to keep it down and away, but this slider out of the hand of Tyson Ross, it stays up. He wants it down. Look at that contact. That's middle in. He stays inside of it, and from the view of Mark Sweeney, it's a nice view down there.
So Carter extends the hitting streak, picks up his 5th RBI of the year. 2 outs, runner on first for the catcher Castro. Tyson doesn't get the call there, 1-0. Castro struck out looking in the 2nd. For his home run last night, the Astro catcher had been 0 for 12. On the ground and into the shift. Solarte, though, with the diving play. Throw to first, and he got him. A couple of really nice plays by Yangervis Solarte. Sorry, it was Amarista coming in front of Solarte. In the shift. And the little ninja makes a big play. Full extension. And the throw to is hanging out in the down the line sweep presented by American Medical Response, and that's what it looked like last year, Mark Sweeney. Padres trying to inject a little bit more excitement maybe into some of these plays in left field this season.
Jesse, I love that, because if you think about the opportunity as an outfielder, you want that opportunity to rob that home run. And yes, it's a difference maker. Also going down from the 8 feet to 7 feet. It didn't matter for me. 8 feet, it didn't matter. I was getting over that no matter what.
Justin Upton's hit one out there. They also brought the fences in a little bit in left field. That was mostly a construction thing as much as anything else. But I think everybody, wants this ballpark to play more fairly, and it certainly seems to have here in the first month of 2015.
Yeah, I think Mark Sweeney made a great point last night. This ballpark has turned towards the fair side. Dodger Stadium. San Francisco, that right center field, Death Valley out there, that poses a problem. But here in San Diego, America's finest ballpark, I think it's pretty fair.
Seen one home run go over that short fence in left field. 2 to Upton is way outside and in the dirt. It was Derek Norris in the 7th inning on Sunday, rattling one around in that down the line sweep. He's on deck. One-two to Upton, and he gets a piece of it. Sunday afternoon in the camo, Derek Norris aiming for the down the line sweep, right over where Mark Sweeney is sitting right now.
Excuse me, waiter, there's a baseball in my soup.
Norris's first home run as a Padre. 1-2, Upton goes down swinging. They got a nice bisque out there, I think.
Great food here at Petco Park. You can't go wrong.
Here is Derek Norris. Upton 0 for 2. That is a great view.
It sure is. And remember, as we said earlier, Mark Sweeney alluded to it, if you're a fan down there watching, keep the hands behind the fence, right? Don't interfere with it.
Hard hit, and pass Gonzalez into center field for a base hit. Derek Norris aboard for the first time tonight, 1-out single.
Well, Hernandez is really doing a fine job of throwing the changeup when he wants to, throwing the two-seamer. That is a high two-seamer, working under it a little bit so flattens out. And you talk about hitting mistakes. That is a sharp two-hopper through the infield. That's a mistake that Norris just capitalized on. Good-looking swing.
Yonder Alonso grounded back to the pitcher Hernandez, his first time up. And he takes strike one. I don't know that I've ever described a pitcher's approach as patient before. That's kind of what it seems like with Roberto Hernandez. Just sort of getting it up there. It's going to be close. Maybe he'll take a ball. He doesn't seem too worried about it. Tough to make good contact against some of these pitchers.
And you take a look at the breakdown. Heavy on the fastball. I think he's mixing in that breaking ball occasionally. It's almost as if that breaking ball, that slider, is almost a show-me pitch early. And then, of course, the changeup, which he'll throw at any time.
Norris a short lead at first base. 1-1 to Yonder. Takes ball 2. Four at bats against Roberto Hernandez for Yonder Alonso in his career. Now 2 for 4. Goes the other way with this one. Gaddis gives it a look, but it finds the seats. 2-2.
Guys, sorry, Mark, down here in left field, the last hit by Norris was that hard ground ball to Rasmus in center field. Evan Gaddis went over to back him up. Then they had some communication. Gaddis ends up feeling the grass because there is moisture in the air. The moisture goes down on the grass, and that ball must have been wet. Just the communication part that happens as outfielders in the game that typically we don't see. There's not many things that we see like that, but a ground ball could add to that grip of the throw into the bases.
Something to be aware of for these outfielders. Some good insight there as Alonso reaches out and taps this one over Hernandez. Only play is to first. And that's the second out of the inning as Norris goes to second. Two outs, man in scoring position for Will Middlebrooks.
Will Middlebrooks might get something good to hit here with Amarista on deck. Mentioned in the pregame show how he is hitting 880, 4 for 5 going into this game.
Kissed that one into shallow center field, and a nice running grab by Gonzalez to end the inning. A soft popper caught by the shortstop. The Padres strand one as we head to the 5th.
The home team, if you're going full tilt into this left field wall, you see that is actually padded here, which is great news, but also behind this pad is concrete. It doesn't feel good, so a left fielder will actually try to slow himself down. Typically you'll see a guy slide, or he'll slow down in those arms. Instead of extending them into a hard wall, they'll start shortchanging it because you run out of space down here in left field. Poses some problems for the left fielders.
All kinds of things to think about in the outfield. Thank you, Mark Sweeney. Opposing pitcher Roberto Hernandez leads off against Tyson Ross here in the 5th inning. Yeah, that's not a normal left field by any stretch. Mark, how long does it take an outfielder to get used to a new park when he comes in as a visiting player?
Well, that's the first thing you have to do if you have early batting practice. Walk the outfield wall, see where it bounces off. There's so many challenges out in every single field. Nowadays, they're not those symmetrical outfields that you're seeing too many times with the St. Louis old stadiums and the Pittsburghs. None of those now. Now a lot of them have those little spots that you have to make sure that you know how those ricochets are going to go.
Yeah, Houston, of course, no exception. As you get a look at the jack deck in right field, the Petco porch kind of juts out on the other side of where Mark Sweeney is. Roberto Hernandez is a fastball strike. How about the hill in Houston, Towles Hill?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a different one altogether.
Hey, I remember as a kid learning one thing. See the warning track here? I remember, like, during batting practice, if you're an outfielder, you know, you're going to go back on a foul ball, on a ball hit to the outfield, and you're going to count as soon as you hear that crushed gravel, 1, 2, 3, fence, 1, 2, 3.5, 1, 2.5, to see how many strides. So during the course of a ball game, if you're going back, you count the strides, because during batting practice, you gauged it until you hit the warning track and then to the wall. And most guys are different, right? Because of different strides. A little tidbit of information. Yeah, that way, Will. Yeah, a little more. What? This way? To left? Okay, got it. Thanks.
You positioned him perfectly. A walk to the opposing pitcher, Hernandez, and so Altuve with a runner on first, nobody out.
And with his positioning, he's on the first base side of second base.
Altuve 1 for 2 with a single and a steal, and he takes strike 2. The batting average on the season last year, .341 to lead the American League. In the air, center field. Myers having to go back. Still going back. Not going to get there. It's off the base of the wall. Roberto Hernandez does not run well. He will stop at third base as Myers gets it back into the infield. A standing double for Jose Altuve, who went to straightaway center field. Runners on second and third for the Astros.
Was that pitch up just like the last one, up in the zone, getting that top hand again? Well, Tyson Ross had him 0-2. Four-seam fastball on contact more towards the middle of the plate than outer half, and Altuve getting extended. Wow. A third of the way up the wall. Hey, and you know what? And with Hernandez, the way he runs, that could come into play big time this inning.
Yeah. Already the 10th multi-hit game of the season for Jose Altuve. Called strike to Valbuena. Second and third, nobody out for the Astros here in the fifth. They've got a 2-run lead. It all started with a walk to the opposing pitcher. And then a double off the bat of Altuve. 0-1 to Valbuena. Look out. And it got him.
Hit him in the hand, huh?
Yeah, Jim Reynolds, the home plate umpire, immediately signaling down to first base as Valbuena appears to have been hit by the pitch. A.J. Hinch, the manager, the athletic trainers out to talk to him as we get a closer look.
And might have got his knuckle a little bit. Did you see it? Ball changing a little bit. I mean, it's very little.
Buddy Black looking into his dugout. I don't know if he might challenge this one. Looks like they're saying it didn't hit him. They're going to challenge it. Valbuena telling Yonder Alonso, it hit me. But he won a challenge early in the game yesterday. Yangervis Solarte was called out at first in the first inning. Fans here getting a look at the replay on the big video board. And it is very, very close. What do you see, Mark Grant?
It's so close. I think it hit him in the knuckle.
Yeah.
I really do. Kind of tough to tell from that one because it's so blurry.
I don't know that there's going to be enough to return it. Certainly
that's the case. Seems like it may be the case.
Yeah, they're going to leave him at first base. So it's a hit by pitch. And now Tyson Ross in a bases loaded, nobody out situation with the number 3 hitter, George Springer, coming to the plate. So Buddy loses the challenge here in the top of the 5th. And ball 1 to Springer. Pitcher Hernandez at third, Altuve at second, Valbuena at first. Nobody away. Springer 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts.
A sharply hit ball to the corners, playing catch with the catcher Derek Norris, getting that lead runner. Everybody's knowing what they're supposed to do if they get that ball hit sharply to them. A little chopper, different story.
Force at any base. And there's the ground ball, but it's hit softly. They'll try for 2, and they'll get 1 at second. Hernandez crosses the plate, and the Astros have a 4-1 lead. Valbuena erased, runners on the corners, 1 out. Amarista to Solarte.
Hey, good slide by Valbuena, feet down, straight into the bag. That's just a good old-fashioned hardball baseball slide, trying to break it up.
Crowd not happy with that replay review, loading the bases. Gaddis robbed last time up by Solarte, nearly robbed by Myers his first time up, but it got over the fence in center for a 2-run homer. Check over at first, Springer back in. Definite threat to steal, George Springer. 3 stolen bases in the game last night. 7 on the season. That was tied for the American League lead coming into tonight with his teammate Altuve, who swiped his 8th bag back in the 3rd inning.
You know, you may see something here, and the reason why? Gaddis, I mean, Tyson Ross can throw a ball to the on-deck circle for the Padres, and Gaddis can probably make contact with it.
Yeah, he'll be swinging on the pitch out.
He will. If the runner's going, he's going to try to protect that runner.
Runner does go, and no throw from Norris as Springer takes second base. Takes the ground ball double play out of order for Tyson Ross. Runners on second and third as Odrisamer Despaigne loosening up in the Padre bullpen. Infield comes in for the Padres. The 1-0 to Gaddis. Fouled off at the plate. 1-1. First inning, Evan Gaddis, 2 outs, runner on first, just off Will Myers' glove, got a piece of it. 2-run homer, got the scoring started for the Astros. Houston has been so good when scoring first, 10-0, including that game last night. They're also 11-0, and they score at least 4. They've done that here again this evening. Gaddis didn't get the start in last night's game, a 9-4 Houston victory. Astros trying to win another series. They have been red hot. 1-2, got him. He chased. 8th strikeout for Tyson Ross.
Tyson Ross knows that Evan Gaddis will swing up and out of the zone. He will also swing down and out of the zone. He can expand that strike zone with that slider. That's the swing you want to see Evan Gaddis take. On the slider out of the strike zone for the strikeout. And once again, nice maneuvering by Derek Norris behind home plate, catching that ball cleanly.
Two outs, runners on second and third. Colby Rasmus, first pitch swinging, grounder foul.
Guys, big spot here to just try to limit the damage. I think Tyson Ross has to grind this situation out as much as possible, have his offense get in there and try to make some adjustments.
The 0-1 to Rasmus, popped foul, out of play, 0-2, and now Tyson Ross 1 strike away from getting out of this inning.
2 breaking balls to Colby Rasmus.
And another souvenir. Successful date night.
You got the shift working. Yeah. Student body right. Solarte and Shallow as the rover.
Swung on and missed, strike 3. Tyson Ross ties his season high with 9 strikeouts, but the Astros add a run on a hit. They lead 4-1.
kinds of problems for left fielders when the ball is jammed into this corner. There's all kinds of different things. We have padded here. We also have a chain link fence that you're going to have to contend with, and also the steel on the corner. When you come down to the steel, this corner area, which is probably going to be down on the ground, and then you got the brick area, and then the 5-foot wall in left field. Interesting aspects when you come down to Petco Park in the corner. You're going to have to play the balls down here, and you're going to have to limit the runners from advancing extra bases.
One of those situations when the ball can rattle around in the corner. Alexi Amarista pops one up to right. Springer drifting, waiting, catching, one away. Mark Sweeney, the most difficult outfield in the big leagues is what? What makes a difficult outfield?
Well, I think just the space. If you think about the space, especially in Colorado, that's really hard because the ball travels so much. But you're looking at place here, it's pretty good. When you think about it, the left fielder typically has some problems when it comes down to the corner here because there's all kinds of different aspects. If you don't play it right, you could afford them an extra base.
You know, Mark, I think that's a great point. And one of the tougher outfields, I think, is right field in San Francisco because they've got those cut-ins in the out where the scoreboard is. You don't know which way that ball's going to rattle around. And then you got Death Valley out in right field.
I agree with that. That probably is another thing. If you look at the NL West in general, it is a difficult place to play. I would say Los Angeles is probably the easiest place. But you're right, Mark, because that brick in San Francisco is a different deflection than the fence, those cutout fence areas.
Will Venable pinch hitting for Tyson Ross, whose night is over. Saw Will as a pinch hitter in the game last night in the 7th inning.
Arizona has that overhang in center field with that big wall as Tyson Ross goes over his outing.
Venable into the shift. Altuve throws him out, 2 gone. Roberto Hernandez pretty well settled in here. First inning run on a Yangervis Solarte RBI single. Since then he's scattered a couple of one-base hits, and that's pretty much it. Will Myers scored the lone Padre run. San Diego yet to draw a walk in this series against Astro pitching.
Love to hack, right?
Hey, it's worked. The scoring runs. And that's obviously the primary thing. As Myers swings and misses, strike 1. Down low, a ball and a strike. Myers with a bunt single to lead it off in the bottom of the first. Stole second. Scored on Solarte's base hit. Struck out in the third. He's 1 for 2. Fouled out of play. 1-2. Padres have scored coming into tonight 100 runs in their first 21 games. That is the highest total in the National League. Last year through 21 games, 58 runs. 100 this year, 58 last year.
Wow.
Myers gets a hold of that one. Deep to left center. Marisnick looking up. That's all he can do. Solo homer for Will Myers. That's his 4th home run of the season, and the Padres get one back here in the 5th. How about Will Myers?
We talk about mistakes. That's a hanging slider. 3rd best pitch out of the hand of Hernandez. He had him 1-2. Oh, that sweet sound. Sweet tea. Going deep.
No doubter.
Oh, yeah. That's the mistakes you got to crush, right? A 1-2 hanging slider. Those are pitches hitters dream about at night. Oh, you hangy? He will bangy.
2-0. Gets one back for Tyson Ross, who allows 4 runs in his 5 innings tonight. Padres will go to the bullpen in the 6th.
He got beat right there with his third best pitch. He's been dicing, slicing with the two-seamer with the changeup.
Three and to Solarte. Hey, 2-out runs. Seen that all year long.
Yep. Good battles with 2 outs, and the next guy coming up, maybe get a hit, foul off some pitches. We documented that earlier in the pregame show with Yangervis Solarte. Will Myers extending the inning.
Solarte taking all the way, and it's ball 4. So after Hernandez got Amarista and Venable to start the inning, Myers a homer, Solarte a walk, and A.J. Hinch, watching his starting pitcher issue the free pass. Here's Matt Kemp.
His third time around for these guys. Will Myers, the hanging breaking ball. Good eye by Solarte. Kemp 0 for 2. Seen some pitches tonight out of the hand of Hernandez.
Yesterday, going to the bottom of the 5th, the Padres trailed 3-0. They came back to tie it 3-3. Ball 1 to Matt Kemp. Change up from Hernandez. The 80th pitch of the night. Will Myers going over things with his hitting coach, Mark Kotze. Love the hat.
That's always tilted off.
Yeah.
Off to the side just a little bit.
Kemp fouls it off at the plate. He and Despaigne both. A little bit different, but they got the hat tilt. Will Myers brings that genuine kid's love for the game. You hear that all the time about guys. He's one of them.
Yes, he does. That's an excellent way of putting it, Jesse.
Swing and a miss. 1-2 to Matt Kemp.
88, good location after going soft to Matt Kemp and peppering that outside corner nicely.
One, 2 to Kemp. As you see, they pull 3 infielders to the left side. He's got all kinds of room on the right side of the infield.
Pretty straight away in the outfield against Kemp.
2-2. Different looking team this year as A.J. Hinch looks on. Kemp waits for the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Hernandez changeup gets Matt Kemp to end the 5th inning. The Padres, though, get 1 run back. A big-time blast off the bat of Will Myers, 445 feet out to left center field. A no-doubter for the Padres center fielder. 4-2 as we go to the 6th. by Sequan Casino, only 30 minutes from Petco Park. And by Jack in the Box. Head to Jack in the Box for Jack's Blazing Chicken Sandwich. Will Myers. Big time blast in the bottom of the 5th inning. Mark Sweeney was hanging out in that down the line suite presented by American Medical Response. If you're interested in checking that space out, contact Group Sales, groups@padres.com. Go to padres.com/groups if you want some more information. You can always call 619-795-5010. That down the line suite presented by AMR. Great place to watch a game. And I am speaking from firsthand experience. Took in a couple innings the other day. Really cool. Odrisamer Despaigne, new man on the hill, and Marwin Gonzalez swings at the first pitch. Pretty much right at Justin Upton, one away. Pitching change is brought to you by El Cajon Ford, as Despaigne appears for the 6th time in a game this season.
Well, the Astro hitters are going to have to turn down the notch a little bit, right? After seeing the fireballer Tyson Ross, who struck out 9 Astros. Last time out for Odrisamer was Saturday against the Dodgers. He threw an inning. Nice splits. 129 lefties, 114 righties. Keeping them off balance, doing a fine job, both starting and out of the bullpen.
Really, really been fun to watch. Strike 1 to Carter. Despaigne will try and keep the Padres within striking distance here. The big leg kick, and strike 2. There's the hat angle.
Just a little off center. Nothing wrong with that.
Really enjoy watching him pitch. So nonchalant, but so dialed in this year. Carter fouls it back.
Dropping the arm angle right there. Almost pitching uphill. He's having fun out there.
To Carter, and that one's hammered to left. Upton going back, and it's over the short fence and out for a home run. Chris Carter, a solo shot, his 2nd home run of the season, and the Astros get that run back. 5-2 Houston in the 6th. That one got out of here in a hurry.
Yeah, an 0-2 mistake. Dropping the arm angle. Look at the grip. It's a curveball. It's a hanging curveball. And Carter, he likes it middle in. Wow. Ball got out in a hurry.
2nd row out in left field. Took that fence down a foot from 8 to 7, as Mark Sweeney told us earlier. This one off the bat of Castro into the gap in right center. Myers able to cut it off before it gets to the track. Castro slows down as he approaches second. A stand-up double with 1 out here in the 6th. A couple of hard hit balls off of Odrisamer Despaigne after he got the first out.
This is one of the topics we were talking about in the pregame show about locating the pitches, locating the fastball, the breaking ball, and when you're not doing that, how the opposition is hitting those mistakes. 0-2 mistake to Carter, and that ball catches too much of the plate to Castro.
Hernandez, the pitcher, waves at the first one. Castro on second, 1 away. Hernandez walked and scored his last time up. Got to do some running around the bases. Ooh, that one takes a piece out of Derek Norris. Norris has played a ton early on here this season. Take a moment for himself. Buddy Black out to check with him. Paulie Navarro, one of the Padres athletic trainers. Being a catcher, it's not a joke back there.
No. Off the right foot, inside of the foot. That's where it initially got him. Hey, remember he got one in the toe the other day, last night, correct?
Yeah. You know, they got the little piece of the shin guard that hangs over the toe, and somehow the ball finds the one little part that isn't covered. And so that was kind of a twofer for Derek Norris.
Boy, he is working up a serious lather underneath that helmet as well.
Another human night here in San Diego.
So you want to be a catcher, huh?
Will Nieves, the other catcher on this 25-man roster. Looks like Norris is going to try and stay in the game. He's going to put the mask back on.
Does that surprise you?
Oh, man. This is a tough dude. Spagna will get loose, give Norris an opportunity to see how he feels.
That
tells his pitcher, I'm good.
Stud.
I'm good.
I love that guy.
Couple deep breaths. And he's going to stay in the ball game. And Buddy Blackhead's back to the Padre dugout. Meanwhile, 0-2 to Hernandez. Way high, it gets away. And the base runner Castro will move over to third base on the wild pitch.
And did you see how gingerly Derek Norris went back to get that ball? You know, sure, it initially hurts. I mean, he got banged up. But that's one of those injuries where you let it sit for a while. Might get a little worse.
Ball and 2 strikes from Despaigne to the pitcher Hernandez. Infield comes in for the Padres. Struck him out. Norris completes the play. Third though, and 2 gone. Tonight's game is presented in HD by Sony 4K. 2 outs, Castro on third, and Jose Altuve against Odrisamer Despaigne. What do you know? A couple of hits tonight for the Astros second baseman. Single, double, stolen base. Just another night at the office.
See
29 hits already this year.
See how he pitches him here. Oh!
Over his head and behind him, Castro's going to come home and score another Houston run. Couple of pitches this inning getting away from Odrisamer Despaigne. And that one right over the head, maybe behind the back of the diminutive Jose Altuve.
Look at a changeup grip. Had 4-seam fastball rotation to it. And almost like on first base or second base, a good secondary lead, seeing that ball go back there.
Altuve lines that one softly to shortstop. Amarista makes the catch, but the Astros get a couple more as we go to the bottom of the 6th at Petco. Astros, Jim Leyritz takes Randy Johnson deep. Sterling Hitchcock outduels Randy Johnson, striking out 11. And the Padres win the NLDS 3-1, sending them to the National League Championship Series, where they would face and defeat the Atlanta Braves.
That was fun to watch. That place was rocking.
The cue. Justin Upton takes ball 1 from Roberto Hernandez as we continue here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Astros a 6-2 lead. Houston got a couple in the first, 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, and 2 more in the top half of this inning. High and tight to Upton, 2-0. Upton was held off the bases last night as well, trying to reach for the first time against the Astros here in this series. Middle game of 3. Middle series of a 3-series homestand for the Padres. Rockies come in this weekend as Upton smashes that one to left, and it is gone. Justin Upton, a solo shot, his 6th of the season. Another laser to left. Boy, he can send the ball over the fence in a hurry.
That bat speed, lightning quick. Hitters count at 2-0. Well, there it is, a 2-seamer left up. That's what you have to do against Hernandez. And listen to this. Ain't that some kind of nice? Incoming, look out. That's why you bring your glove. Yeah, you betcha. Nice grab.
So Upton goes deep. It's a 3-run game. Nobody out here in the 6th. Norris, Alonso, Middlebrooks up next. And a visit on the pitching coach for Roberto Hernandez. Upton's power, very real. Very, very real. Take some time to hydrate, and a long mound visit broken up by the home plate umpire.
I think just that swing intimidates a lot of opposing pitchers. Even if he swings and misses, you're a little tentative of throwing that ball over the heart of the plate.
It was just a few moments ago, Derek Norris took a couple of hits on a foul ball off the bat of Hernandez. Now he gets to face him. Ball 1. No, it's not. Reynolds gives the call to Hernandez, 0-1. Norris swings, lines 1 to left. Rasmus makes the catch, 1 away. Hard hit ball off the bat of Derek Norris. Rasmus, who moved over from center field to left field last inning, there to make the play. Kevin Quackenbush getting going in the Padre bullpen. One out, nobody on for Yonder Alonso. A couple of ground outs tonight. And held in check on this homestand after a hot start to the season. Still hitting over 320. Takes ball 1 in the dirt. Couple of solo home runs tonight for the Padres. One from Will Myers, one this inning from Justin Upton. Reaches for that one, grounds it to the right side. Altuve hurries, makes the play, 2 away. Talked about the humidity here tonight, some of the moisture on the field.
Yeah, look at the jersey
of
Hernandez. He's got the two-tone working. The darker jersey as opposed to the pants.
Sweaty night. Middlebrooks chases one high and tight, 0-1. Padre third baseman is grounded out and popped up. Fouls that one off at the plate, 0-2. A game tomorrow. Final game of this series as Andrew Cashner goes up against one of the big stories in baseball this year, Dallas Keuchel, the lefty. 12 o'clock TV time. We hope you'll join us. If you're not out at the ball yard, Middlebrooks can't hold up. That's strike 3. And the Padres are done here in the 6th. 6th strikeout for Roberto Hernandez. San Diego, though, gets one back. Justin Upton with a laser out to left field. His 6th home run of the season as the Astros lead 6-3. Start of the 7th inning at Petco Park. The Astros a 3-run lead on the Padres, 6-3. Luis Valbuena, George Springer, and Jake Marisnick due up. Justin Upton, home run, leading off the bottom of the 6th inning. And Drusimer Despaigne entering his 2nd inning of relief. And Valbuena being booed heartily by the fans here at Petco Park, who think maybe he embellished a hit by pitch his last time up. Part of a big inning for the Astros in the 5th, or at least a big threat for the Astros in the 5th. They ended up scoring just once. Takes ball 2 in the dirt. Looked like the ball probably grazed one of his knuckles. It was up and in. And he was awarded first base by Jim Reynolds, the home plate umpire. Buddy Black challenged it, and the call stood. It was strike 1. Buddy won a challenge last night. Dropped a tight one here this evening. 2-1 to Valbuena. Popped up out of play. 2-2.
Seems to be the talk around the ballpark is Valbuena. Was he actually hit by pitch? Oh. The judges in New York, the umpires in New York say yes, and this was earlier. Now, when you take a look, see if you see movement there, or is it the shadow of the ball, right?
Really close.
Really, really close.
Now he stepped out and asked for time, and they're booing him again. Fans are into it. 2-2 to Valbuena, and hit him again. Despaigne bounced a breaking ball off his shin or his ankle or his foot.
Let me ask you something. How does a guy get grazed by a fastball and go down like a soccer player and then get hit like that and not even flinch?
What are you implying?
I say red card. Does it get him on the protector there? Oh, it's on the shin. It bounced up. I don't know, I guess the jury is still out on that one off the knuckle, huh? Was it the shadow of the ball, or did it actually hit him? Graze him?
Nothing in 1 to Springer, an RBI fielder's choice his last time. A couple of strikeouts against Tyson Ross before that. you and I both said we thought it got him, right? We came in on that side of the argument?
Yes. And you know what?
Are you reconsidering?
Yes. No, because I think it did graze his knuckle. I really did. Are you sticking with your decision?
I don't know. I've watched it too many times now, you know? Yeah. It starts to blur in your mind. 2-1 to Springer, and that's lifted in the air down the left field line. Upton looking up, and it is into the second level of the Western Metal Supply Company building. George Springer, his third home run of the season. And he does some more damage against the Padre bullpen. 8-3 Astros here in the 7th. Moonshot to left.
A 2-1 changeup that was down and in. We talk about lefties down and in. Look at the changeup grip. Down, middle in, and Springer just dropping the head. Speeding up his bat into the middle basket.
Astros a 5-run lead here in the 7th. Marisnick batting for the first time. Into the game back in the 5th as they removed Evan Gattis, presumably for defensive reasons. Rasmus, the center fielder, moved to left. And Marisnick takes strike one. For yesterday's game, we said you can sum up the Astros offensively by saying home runs and strikeouts. In the story in the first couple of games. Kemp not going to get to that one. Bounces over his head and up against the wall. Marisnick's thinking 3. Solarte's got the relay. Throw to third, not in time. Hit by pitch, home run, and triple for the Astros here in the 7th against España.
These Astros come out hacking. A lot of traffic tonight on the bases, that being the 9th hit for the Astros. And Darren Balls is going to give a little breather to Despagne with a little visit. Let's check the location. Looks like a little slider cutter. Once again, up and away. Easy for a hitter to just get the barrel of that bat on the outer part of the plate and take it exactly where it was pitched.
Last night, the Padre bullpen allowed 6 earned runs in 3 innings. Espagna's given up 4. Coming into tonight, a 4.04 ERA for the Padre bullpen, 4th highest in the National League. And of course, last year, a 2.73 earned run average for Padre relievers. But you said in the pregame show, Mark, it's almost impossible to replicate what they did last year.
It was historical last year. Historical.
Colby Rasmus, runner on third, nobody out. Big swing and a miss. Curveball from Despagne, 0-1.
What we saw last year, you'd have to go back, 40, 50 years to duplicate what they did. 60-1 when the Padres led after 6 last year.
Padres playing the infield in and shifting against Rasmus. 3 guys on the right side. And it's hit in the air. Center. Myers coming on. Might have a chance here. Makes the catch. Marisnick tags, and he'll go back to third. Funny hop back off the mound, but Norris keeps it with him. 1 away.
Nice job by Odrisamer Despagne backing up. As soon as that ball was hit, he is hightailing it behind home plate. That ball can hit the mound. It can short hop Derek Norris. You got a good gauge. You get back as far as you can. You see where that ball is coming in. There he is backing up. See, he's looking where the ball hit right. It took that exit stage right, and he's going right along with it. Nicely done.
Everybody right where they're supposed to be as the infield stays in, no shift against the shortstop Marwin Gonzalez. Couple of strikeouts before that fly out in the 6th. Tyson Ross struck out 9 tonight, allowed 4 runs on 5 hits and 5 innings of work. Outside, ball 1 to the Houston shortstop. Buddy Black looking over his options. tough nights for the bullpen against a Houston team that has hit the ball very well and played very well here early in 2015. Popped up left side of the infield. Middlebrooks 2 away.
Follow the Padres all season in 2015 with MLB.com At Bat, the #1 app for live baseball. I've got it on my phone. It's great. At Bat is up to the moment, at any moment, with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcast, StatCast, and much, much more. Get MLB.com At Bat for your smartphone or tablet. Got to have it if you're a fan.
George Springer providing some highlights for Astros fans to watch on the app. Chris Carter's had a big night. Nice stop by Norris with the runner on third, 1-0. Carter homered back in the 6th inning, RBI single in the 4th. He's 2 for 3. Gonzalez, Rasmus, the only 2 position players without a hit tonight for the Astros. Hits the 1-0 hard, but foul.
He's got that type of swing where he loves the ball middle in. Seems like he really can't get extended to the good pitch down and away. Fastball, slider, down and away. And granted, some hitters will take it that way, right? But he doesn't even look like he's got that swing to even flare it out that way. Better get it inside if you can throw it here.
Misses low, 2-1. The mentality for Despaigne coming out of the bullpen. It is a different deal than starting. Obviously, we've known since probably the later portions of spring training that he was going to be a reliever. Got a couple starts when Kennedy got hurt, but it's got to be different for him.
Absolutely. Totally different mindset. But you know what, though, for Adrisamir, I don't think he really cares.
Yeah.
He just loves to take the ball and give you innings. Start, okay. Back in the 6th. Hanging breaky ball. Kind of a sweeping swing. Not really an attack on the ball, but kind of almost like feeling for it. But once again, middle in, right in that swing path. And he connected for the home run.
Lots of long balls the last couple of nights for these 2 teams. 2-2 to Carter. A little bit outside. And now a full count. Padres with a couple of dingers tonight. Myers and Upton. Astros hit a few last night. A couple more here this evening. Gaddis and Carter. 3-2 coming with a runner on third. Outside, ball 4.
Tonight on Fox Sports San Diego, catch an all-new SD Live. Coming up, 2 of the best closers, past and present, stop by the studio. Catch Craig Kimbrell and Trevor Hoffman, good old number 51 on SD Live. Tonight, after Padres Live, right here on Fox Sports San Diego.
That is absolutely a reason to stay tuned in. See those 2 guys together talking with Mike Pomerantz about the art of closing. Check that one out after the postgame show tonight, SD Live. Buddy Black has made a double switch, so he's going out to get Odrisamer Despaigne. New pitcher coming in for the Padres. It's an 8-3 lead for the Astros in the 7th as Kevin Quackenbush makes his entrance. PetcoInsurance.com today and see how much you could save. By Petco, what we feed them matters. And by your San Diego County Lexus dealer. Double switch made by Buddy Black. Kevin Quackenbush out onto the mound for the Padres. Third appearance with the big league club this season.
And Kevin told the Slab last night in the 8th inning. He walked one. He struck out one Astro.
Jed Jerko into the game at second base. Solarte moves from second to third. So Will Middlebrooks out of the game. The pitcher will hit in the 7th spot. And Jerko will be due up second in the bottom of this inning in the number 9 hole. Jason Castro, double and a run scored his last time up. He's 1 for 3. Swinging at the first pitch and fouling it back out of play. 0-1. Quackenbush, the third pitcher used by Buddy Black tonight. Carter, the runner at first, and you saw Marisnick on third. Right to Alonso at first. He'll step on the bag, and that's the third out of the inning. So Kevin Quackenbush comes on, gets his man, but the Astros add 2 more in the 7th.
If he deals with it like he does everything else with his passion to compete and not just sports but in life, he'll attack it head on. He'll have a good attitude with it. But I don't know much about Parkinson's disease, but I know that my wife told me there was no cure for it. I know it's always hits you a little bit just knowing that it's going to be tough. But I think if anyone can handle it, it'll be him, and it'll be neat to see where he takes us if he uses it as a platform to kind of raise some more awareness to the disease. And we're all here for him and his family, and our thoughts are with him.
Aaron Hill on his former manager Kirk Gibson, one of the toughest ball players of his generation, and now faced with a whole new challenge.
Yeah, sad story, and we wish nothing but the best for Kirk Gibson and his family. And the sad news there. And like Aaron Hill said, hey, he's a tough guy. He's going to battle it head on.
Alexi Amarista leading off against Tony Sipp. Left-hander, was in spring training with the Padres last year. Pitched for the Astros in 2014 out of their bullpen. One of 6 guys in the Astro bullpen with some kind of tie to this Padre team. 56 games for Houston last year. This is his 9th appearance of 2015.
And pretty good early on.
Breaking ball high to Amory, still 1-1. Padres down 5 here in the bottom of the 7th. solid, if not spectacular, outing for Roberto Hernandez. Allows just the 3 runs in his 6 innings of work. And Marista fouls that one off the other way, 1-2. What'd you make of Roberto Hernandez tonight?
Off speeding him to death, right? Hitting his spots. Made a couple of mistakes. As you take a look at the defensive alignment for the Astros here in the bottom of the 7th. He was changeup heavy, right? Spotting the fastball, occasional slider. Got bitten a couple times on the hanging slider.
1-2 to Marista.
Kept him off balance, Jesse.
Alexi tonight 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Flew to right his last time up. Will Myers in the hole. Two and 2 to Alexi inside, ball 3. Tony Sipp, 31 years old, from Pascagoula, Mississippi. Payoff pitch coming to Amarista. Hit in the air, left field. Rasmus giving it a look, and he runs out of room. There's that padded wall.
Yeah, did Mark Sweeney do a little instructional on that padded wall there? As he mentioned, it's padded, but underneath that padding, concrete. So once that wall starts coming into play, one of 2 things: dive or put on the brakes. And the arms become the shock absorbers, feeling for that wall.
Yeah, Mark Sweeney said it earlier. There's some padding out there, but it is hard concrete on the other side, and you don't want to go full speed ahead into that thing. And certainly Rasmus thinking about that. Rasmus moved to left field earlier in this game, but he started there last night, so he's had some experience with the left field wall. Diving spot by Villar. Long throw, and he got him. Whoa, how about Jonathan Villar? Called up today when Jed Lowry was placed on the disabled list, and he makes a great stop and a nice throw to retire Amarista.
That's a nice play. This ball is slicing off the bat. It's a one-hopper. Hit so hard, Villar shows off the gun. Gets him by 2 steps. That's a big league play. Crossover step. Big league play.
New shortstop, new first baseman, and more good defense from the Astros. One of the top fielding teams in the American League this season.
3rd fewest errors.
6 straight games without an error as Jed Jerko swings through a fastball. Actually tips it into Castro's mitt. 0-1. First at bat of the night for Jerko came on in a double switch earlier this inning. Sounds like he'll get the start tomorrow against the left-handed starter, Dallas Keuchel. One and 1. Jerko's been doing his thing in batting practice. He's working with Mark Kotze and Alonzo Powell, the hitting coaches. Taking extra time. Trying to get himself going offensively.
Got to keep battling, right?
Really no alternative. 1 and 2. Again, Buddy Black before the game today talking about it, indicating he'd start tomorrow against the left-handed pitcher, but we'd see him this weekend against the Rockies. But he didn't go so far as to say it is a platoon right now with Jerko and Solarte at second base. Kind of seems like it might be, at least for a little bit. Not that Buddy needs to lock himself into anything. Jerko takes 2 and 2.
Hey, and for a player like Jed Jerko, you want to be out there every day, right? So you have to accept that. And like you said, keep battling, do what you can to hone your skills, to get better. When you get that chance tomorrow, make something of it. Hit the ball hard sometimes, right at fielders.
There's been a few of those, no question. Swings and misses, strike 3. Tony Sipp took something off. First strikeout for the Astro reliever, 2 away.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the San Diego Padres and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
All kinds of ways to take in a ball game here at Petco. That's great. Got the shovels and pails.
Oh, that's great.
It's got holes. The shovel has holes. Hard to transport it that way. 2 outs, nobody on for Will Myers. Big night for the Padre leadoff hitter. Hit a home run his last time up, a no-doubter out to left center field. The estimated distance on that shot, 445 feet, which would tie it for the 8th longest home run ever here at Petco Park. Also had a bunt single, a stolen base, and a run scored. Left-hander Sip got Amarista and Jerko now working to Myers. Downstairs, 2-1. Here it is, last at bat for Will Myers. This one was a bomb.
Hope we see more swings like this. Crushing mistake.
You don't see a lot of them hit to the visitors' bullpen here at Petco. That elevated area up in left center. That's where he deposited that home run. 2-1 on the ground left side. They were shifting him. A little bit of a bobble from VR, and he can't recover. Will Myers has good speed. He was running hard. And VR, who made a sensational play on Amarista to start the inning, has a little bit of trouble with that one off the bat of Will Myers.
Just couldn't find the handle. 3 hopper. Oh, it got caught up in the webbing of the glove. It looks like he anticipated that ball being in the pocket. This ball creeps up the webbing. And there's 3 steps right there for Will Myers.
First error in 6 games for the Houston Astros. Coming into tonight, they had committed the 4th fewest of any team in baseball. So some 2-out life for the Padres. Solarte takes ball 1. John Harris has been on base each time he's come up tonight. RBI single in the first, 2-out single in the third, and a 2-out walk in the 5th. With Jerko likely starting at second base tomorrow. It'll be interesting to see if Solarte finds his way into this starting lineup somewhere else. Swinging a great bat.
I would have to think so.
Fouled off at the plate. Mind you, it's a day game tomorrow, 12:40 first pitch. And join us beginning at noon on Fox Sports San Diego. Andrew Kastner will be going for Buddy Black. Dallas Keuchel brings his 0.62 ERA to the proceedings. And it's the first way back Wednesday of the year at Petco Park. The full throwback experience. The old graphics, the old uniforms.
Nice.
Should be a lot of fun. The Mark Grant era uniforms.
Yeah.
Upstairs to Solarte. 2 balls and a strike.
The brown pinstripe with the orange border.
That's it. Worn from 1985 to 1990. You going to bring yours? You still have one?
I don't know if I have one or not.
Outside ball 3.
Will Harris heating up for the Astros.
It's the 9th inning last night. In a non-save situation. Astros with a 5-run lead here this evening. Padres been playing catch-up both nights against Houston. 3-1 is fouled off sharply. And now a full count to Solarte and a head start for Myers at first. 3-2 way high outside, ball 4. So a little something going for the Padres. 2 outs here in the 7th.
Saturday, MLB on Fox Sports 1 continues with another doubleheader, starting with a West Coast Interleague showdown between the Angels and the Giants, followed by the Reds squaring off against the Braves. Coverage begins at 12:30 p.m. on your home for baseball every Saturday, Fox Sports 1, and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Get your baseball fix on Fox.
A.J. Hinch on the phone, checking on his bullpen as another visit to the mound from pitching coach Brent Strom.
Hey, this is where the 3-run shot comes into play, right? Something that wasn't evident last year. Brent Strom a lot of time going to Tony Sipp. Maybe a scouting report as Matt Kemp strolls up to the dish.
Kemp has been held in check tonight, 0 for 3 against Hernandez, but now an opportunity to face a left-handed pitcher. Production has been there, the hits have been there, the RBIs have been there. Just the 1 home run, although no real concern about that. Buddy Black says, hey, we know the power's there. It's going to come. And he's been productive. That's really what you got to ask for. Great Aprils in his entire career. 2 on and 2 out. Low outside, ball 1.
Guarantee a Sipp is going to keep everything away to Matt Kemp, right? Soft stuff, fastballs away, nothing middle in. As you take a look at the numbers, lefties and righties.
Three infielders on the left side for Houston. Outside, ball 2.
And he missed there. I was surprised. Castro was set up on the inside part of the plate. 3 on the left. Big hole right side. Marisnick on the first base side of second base and center field.
Myers and Solarte take their leads. Outside, ball 3. And you saw Justin Upton waiting on deck. He homered his last time up.
That's where I think Harris is getting ready for, don't you think? Doesn't look like Matt Kemp. Those 3 pitches that he has seen, not even close. Harris has been up a while. It looks like A.J. Hinch may be wanting to go get him if he walks him right here.
Kemp taking all the way, and it's right down the middle. 3-1. How careful are you if you're Tony Sipp right here?
Off speed. Nope.
Hit right at Altuve, who was shifted over. Kemp hit it pretty well, but the Padres strand a couple here in the 7th. We'll go to the 8th. 8-3 Astros.
Top of the 8th, Mark Sweeney, Mike Pomeranz working on Padres Live, the post-game show, which will be brought to you by Cox Communications. We're going to get you set for tomorrow. Should be a great matchup tomorrow. Andrew Kashner against Dallas Keuchel.
Yeah, Dallas Keuchel, not many people know him around the National League, but very successful left-hander. But the Padres have had success against left-handers this year. Also, Andrew Kashner has been much better since the beginning of the season, his start in Los Angeles, looking for big things tomorrow.
So we'll talk all about that when we see you after the final out. And we also have a preview of tonight's SD Live. This one's going to be special. It'll follow us right away after the post-game show. We have Trevor Hoffman and Craig Kimbrell. They're a blast, easygoing guys, as you know, and they just talk all about baseball and life away from the field. So we'll look forward to seeing you tonight after the final out. Jesse, Mark?
Very much looking forward to that. Kimbrell and Hoffman together with Mike Pomeranz on SD Live. That's awesome. Jonathan Villar, first at bat, takes a fastball strike from Kevin Quackenbush. Villar came in a double switch in the 7th inning. We're called today from AAA Fresno. As you see, played 7 games with the Astros early on this season. Struggled, was sent down, and now back after hitting .385 with Houston's AAA affiliate. Inside, 1-1. Roster spot was opened up when Jed Lowry was placed on the disabled list before today's game. He's going to have thumb surgery after that slide into home plate last night. Lost probably through the All-Star break. That's a big blow for the Astros.
Absolutely it is.
Villar switch hitter takes one down. 2 balls and a strike. Astros 8-2 on the road. Best road start since 1993. Coming off a stretch in which they played 15 straight division games. They won 10 of them. Team is playing good baseball. First place in the American League West. Saw Kevin Quackenbush in the 8th inning last night. Came on after Joaquin Benoit struggled. So back-to-back appearances for Quack. And did he hold up? He did. Tried to get Villar to chase the high fastball. Could not.
Tough to lay off that high heater. I thought he went.
Villar came to the Astros from the Phillies in that Roy Oswalt trade back in 2010. Grounds that one to Jerko. Jed takes his time, throws him out. 1 away.
Time now to check the Cholula flamethrower. And with Kevin Quackenbush on the hill, 90. That's medium outside.
He can turn it up a bit when
yes,
he needs.
he can. Yeah.
Maybe on some eggs tomorrow morning before the day game.
That's a good call.
Yeah.
A little bacon. Bacon makes everything better.
Couple of hits for Altuve. Hits in 16 of 17 games and 3 here tonight as he lines that one into center field. Myers doing a good job getting it back in quickly with Altuve's speed. A couple of singles and a double now for the Astro leadoff man. And all he does is get hits.
Yeah, what am I going to tell you this time around? I mean, first at bat, fly ball to center field. Second at bat, up the middle. Right center field, third at bat, and that even more to the right side.
Luis Valbuena still hearing the boos after that controversial hit by pitch in the 5th inning. A less controversial hit by pitch his last time up. Here's something on Altuve. He's got 30 hits now on the season. So last year he ends up with 225.
Yes.
Right? Franchise record, leads the American League, everything like that. At this point last year, he only had 21. He's way ahead of last year's pace.
Yeah, this is the 20th game for the Astros, correct? 12-7?
Yeah. So 19-1 is 20, yes. Yeah. Triple check.
It's unbelievable.
30 hits.
Yes.
In 20 games. That's more than a hit a game.
According to my math.
Asking me to count. Altuve had about a half-step lead over there, easily back in. He can certainly steal bases. One tonight.
See him checking the infielders right there. As he was just looking over at shortstop, looking at second base to see where they are positioned.
Strike 2 to Valbuena. This crowd wants this guy to strike out so badly. Fans have been great at Petco this year. Super into it. Thought maybe Valbuena milked one a little bit a couple of innings ago, and still booing him. And you get the sense that if he starts tomorrow, they might boo him then too. Holds off. Nice stop by Norris. 1-2. Not quite the Angel Pagan treatment we saw in that first home series, but they're on him pretty good.
Great thing about being a fan, right? Having some fun at the ball yard. And letting them have it.
Good, clean fun. Popped up, out of play, left side. Coverage tomorrow, noon. Way back Wednesday at Petco Park. Tried to hold up on a high fastball from Quackenbush. He does, 2-2. Valbuena came over from the Cubs this January, part of the trade that sent Dexter Fowler to Chicago. Those guys may be hanging out with Ted and Scan tonight. There they are.
Teddy ball game and Scan on the left, the big right-hander.
Live drive into right field.
Look at Altuve.
Going to third. Strong throw from Kemp. And Quackenbush backing it up as Valbuena makes it all the way down to second base. Altuve going first to third.
He didn't even break stride on that, Jesse.
Nope. Nice throw from Kemp, but it got away, and that allowed the other runner to advance.
Secondary lead. Now this ball hit sharply, too. Look at Kemp is into his crow hop even before Altuve touches second base. Challenging Matt Kemp. Coming up throwing. And the short hop gets by him. And once again, hopefully that ball may have even hit Altuve. Tough to tell from that angle. And Kevin Quackenbush backing up third, doing his job. Now Bud Black will bring the infield in.
Kemp's got a really good arm out there.
Yes.
Kind of an under-discussed part of his game. Springer first pitch, swinging up the middle, base hit. That gets Altuve home. Valbuena's coming. The throw from Myers will be cut off by Alonso. A 2-run single for George Springer, who's had a monster night. 5 RBIs for the Astro right fielder, and it's 10-3 Astros here in the 8th. Bullpen for the Padres continuing to give up runs.
They're not missing many mistakes, that's for sure. And occasionally you'll see fouls off the bat. You'll see swing throughs. You'll see takes. Seems like this Astros lineup, they're seeing those mistakes and they're hacking at it.
Second at bat from Riznik. He tripled his first time up. That was last inning. Astros 10 runs on 12 hits. 4 runs coming off of Tyson Ross, 6 now against the bullpen. Espana and Quackenbush, 1-1. Riznik started the game last night. Has now hit in 6 straight games as Quackenbush gets a low strike 2. Nobody up in the Padre bullpen. Quackenbush got the last out of the 7th, working here in the 8th, and another nice stop by Derek Norris. Keeps Springer at first base, which keeps the possibility of a ground ball double play. Got it. Quackenbush strikes out Marisnik. Second out here in the 8th.
90-mile-an-hour fastball elevated just a little bit.
Two outs, runner on first. Colby Rasmus. Third time this year an opponent has scored 10 runs or more against the Padres. Happened just 5 times all of last season. Fastball high, 1-0. Of course, the other side of that, as we said, Padres are scoring runs at a much higher rate here in 2015. Still, though, Buddy Black said after the game last night, this bullpen not firing on all cylinders. Tonight, the Astros doing their damage. 1-1. Rasmus walked, stole a base, and scored in the 4th. 0-3 with a couple of strikeouts.
How many games in the season?
162.
It's a long season.
Yes, it is.
A lot of peaks and valleys.
Padres 11-10.
Thinking of another cliche.
Struck him out as Quackenbush answers the 2-run single with a couple of Ks. But the Astros tack on as we go to the bottom of the 8th. At Petco Park on this Tuesday night, Evan Gattis, a 2-run shot in the first inning that Will Myers nearly caught up against the wall in center field. That gave the Astros an early 2-0 lead. Will Myers, he would answer back a monster shot in the bottom of the 5th, up into the second level of those bullpens. 445 feet up there. Chris Carter, though, would keep it going for the Astros. Smooth, silky swing and a solo shot in the 6th inning off of Odrisamer Despaigne, and Justin Upton would add to it with a laser beam shot out to left field, his 6th of the year, leading off the bottom half of the 6th inning. Lots of homers tonight. Unfortunately for the Padres, most of the damage being done offensively by the Astros. They lead it 10-3. Roberto Hernandez and Tyson Ross were the starters. Myers and Gattis, offensive contributors. Will Harris on to pitch, and Upton leading it off here in the bottom of the 8th. We saw Harris last night, pitched a 1-2-3 9th inning, struck out Myers to end the game, working here in the 8th. Strike 2 to Upton. Padre left fielder 1 for 3 with that home run. Dribbles that one up the third base line, but it'll go foul. Seven-run lead for the Astros here in the 8th. If things stay this way, the Pods will hit the reset button and throw Andrew Kashner out there tomorrow afternoon.
So A.J. Hinch pulling the double switch with Will Harris coming into the game. New left fielder for the Astros. L.J. Hose.
Called up yesterday. 0-2 to Upton. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. One out here in the bottom of the 8th.
Good curveball right there by Harris. Fastball, curveball. Pretty much a two-pitch pitcher. 90 to 94 on the fastball.
Derek Norris 1 for 3 with a single.
You know, Derek Norris reminds me of a character in a movie. Did you see Monty Python and the Holy Grail?
Sure.
Remember the Black Knight?
Pops that one up. Altuve. The outfield grounds. 2 away.
Remember he met up with Sir Lancelot from Camelot, and he had to get past him, and he, like, chops off an arm. He says, "Come back, fight like a man."
Yeah.
It's just a flesh wound. Both arms, both legs. That's Derek Norris. Guy's a stud.
Takes the pain,
Yeah.
keeps on going. I like that. 2 outs, nobody on for Alonso. First pitch swinging, and a slow roller to first. It'll be done by Gonzalez on his own, and we head to the 9th. 10-3 Astros.
Yeah, no, we're going to better say knee. We say icky, icky, icky.
Double wing.
After SD Live, the loose cannons of 1360 get a little heated. Will Phillip Rivers remain a Charger?
We're still talking about a quarterback that's playing at an elite level being traded. Really hard to put a price tag on that.
That's coming up later tonight. Hey, we're still having fun at Petco. Start of the 9th inning, and a big lead for the Astros, 10-3 over the Padres. All kinds of changes for Buddy Black, including a new man out on the hill, Corey Mazzoni, going on to make his second big league appearance. Saw him make his debut last night.
And you know what? I like what Buddy's doing here, because last night for Corey, he went out there, made his major league debut, a 2-run shot, home run, get him right back out there in a game trailing by 7. Hopefully Corey gets a nice quick inning under his belt as compared to last night.
Good opportunity to continue to get his feet wet.
Yep.
Buddy Black, Darren Balsley, Little in-game debrief. Gonzalez swings and misses at the first pitch. Nice off-speed offering from Corey Mazzoni. 0-1.
Nice first pitch curveball. Had a chance to talk with Corey before the game today, and he said the legs were heavy. Kind of some panting, hyperventilating going on last night before that appearance, making his debut, and back-to-back hammers.
Did you tell him you made your debut the same day he did? 31 years earlier.
We did chat about that, and he said, you know what, it's going to be a day I'm going to remember for the rest of my life, so good for him. Good kid, Corey Mazzoni.
What do you remember most about yours?
2 bench clearings. Gave up 4 and 6, took the L. I hit a guy, they hit me, benches cleared 2 times. My dad came up to me after the game and said, son, put his arm around me. Mark, you know, some guys throw shutouts to their major league debut. Some guys throw no hitters. You had 2 bench clearings. Way to go. Welcome to the big leagues.
That can't have happened many times. 95-mile-per-hour fastball inside from Mazzoni. Came over from the Mets in the Alex Torres trade at the end of spring training.
Good live arm. Mid-90s on the fastball. Good curveball. Kind of a split type. He calls it a Foch. Change-up grip. Kind of like Joaquin Benoit.
They kind of trade some tips now. What are you talking about here with the Foch? Show us.
We got the circle change, like Ian Kennedy throws. And then he throws kind of like this way, kind of like almost like that. It's not a true split or forkball. Just kind of spreads the fingers a little bit like that and just throws it like Joaquin Benoit. Throws just like your fastball.
1-2, little bit inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Corey Mazzoni. Gonzalez 0 for 4 tonight with a couple of strikeouts. 2-2 and a ground ball foul outside of first.
You know, the one thing I noticed making it to the big leagues, you'd throw pitches at the big league level to where in the minor leagues guys are swinging at it, right? Boy, these guys got good eyes up here. They've got good command of the strike zone. They didn't swing at that curveball. They did in Phoenix, right? Totally different game.
Yeah.
And 2-0, you fall behind, you better spot that fastball. Or have an off-speed pitch to throw for a strike. 8 out of 10 times.
That one's lined into right field. It's a base hit. Gonzalez might have extra bases as Corey Spangenberg digs it out, and he cruises into second base with a leadoff double here in the 9th.
This is what I'm talking about. A curveball below the knees brings him to his knee. Speeding up the bat of Marwin Gonzalez. Probably in AAA or even AA, they swing and miss at that.
He had good success at El Paso with the Chihuahuas. Gave up a couple of runs last night in his major league debut. Now a leadoff double as LJ Hose hits for the first time this series. And he takes a knee-high strike. 0-1 on that fastball. Mazzoni checks Gonzalez and delivers low. 1-1. Mark, you mentioned the velocity, the live arm from Corey Mazzoni. Been a starter prior to this year, transitioning into a relief role. And you said last night maybe that means a couple extra ticks on the fastball.
Absolutely. Andrew Cashner is a perfect example, right? Remember Andrew when he was coming out of the pen, he was touching 100. With regularity. Now as a starter, he can range anywhere from 93 to 97, create a little bit of movement. You see that Mazzoni trying to get Hose on the corner of the plate there.
Good numbers with Fresno, including a 5-game hitting streak last week. Lays off there, 2-2. LJ. Little Jerome. He and his dad both actually named Jerome, but he goes by LJ. Was a second baseman coming up. 2011 or so, transitioned to being an outfielder. Chops this one on the ground left side. That'll move the runner over. Tough play at third by Solarte, and a nice play at third by Solarte. One away. Mentioned tomorrow, Andrew Kashner out on the mound. Day game way back Wednesday. Join us at 12 noon here from Petco Park. The first way back Wednesday of the year. Padres will be in those throwback brown uniforms. The music, the walk-up music, everything like that. Bobby Cressy will be here on his organ. Be a full throwback experience.
Great, can't wait.
Love the organ music in the ballpark. Should be fun. Doing a few of those this season. Wednesday day games.
Take me back.
Castro takes 95, high and tight.
Eddie Money, I want to go back.
Castro 1 for 4, double and a run scored. After his double in the 6th, went to third on a wild pitch and scored on another. Pops that one up, other way, out of play. 1-1. For a guy like Corey Mazzoni coming in, making his big league debut out of the bullpen in a couple of games like this, how long until he just sort of feels at least relatively settled, do you think?
You know, I think what Bud Black did tonight, getting him right back in there, I think that's going to help cause a lot.
In the air left field, that's Amarista. Transition from shortstop. Makes the catch, 2 away. Runner tags, and it's 11-3 Astros. Sacrifice fly from Castro. All right, at the beginning of the game, Mud, you gave us plenty to think about here tonight. Astros have put up 11 now with 2 outs in the top of the 9th. Your keys to the game were presented by Honda Dealers of San Diego County.
Well, I was banking on the bullpen bouncing back. Bullish pen, throw up some zeros. 3 2/3, 8 hits, 7 runs, a couple of long balls, and Tyson Ross, 5 innings, 5 hits.
VR takes a breaking ball, called strike, 0-1.
He did strike out 9, allowed 4 earned runs. So I apologize.
Not going to put it on you. Your head was in the right place. VR fouls it away, 0-2. He's ready for way back Wednesday.
Future big leaguer.
There's the jersey the Padres will wear tomorrow. Oh, 2 to VR.
What's your favorite Padre jersey, Jesse? You got one?
I really like some of the early like 69, 70 in there.
Yeah.
I think the jersey they wore in '98 when they made the World Series, it's all about how old you are. A lot of it, at least, you know, what you sort of saw in your formative years.
Yeah, exactly.
What about you?
I like the camo jerseys on Sundays.
Yeah,
represent the military. And you know what? I love that jersey. And San Diego being a Navy town, I'd like to see, you know, the blueberries that they wear?
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see a jersey in the blueberry.
That would be very cool.
Wouldn't that be sweet?
2-2 lifted the other way, foul out of play. Yeah, no, that would be awesome. Especially now you look around Major League Baseball and the other sports too, for that matter. And
they're wearing the desert camo. Right?
Yeah, it's something the Padres started, and everybody sort of hopped on board with it, and that would be a cool way to differentiate. We'll throw that one into the idea hopper.
Okay.
Where do we keep the hopper around here?
I know where it is.
Okay. 2-2, crowded through for a base hit. 2-out single from VR. And that'll get Jose Altuve to the plate again. Already 3 hits tonight. He's a 98 jersey.
Well, what a player he was. My goodness. And of course, still hard to realize Mr. Padre, Tony Gwynn. A lot of 19s, not only in San Diego, but as we travel, and you know this, Jesse, a lot of Tony Gwynn jerseys. Philadelphia, New York, Atlanta, Cincinnati, wherever we go. Number 19, well represented.
And he has every reason to be. Altuve, single, double, single, and now another one in the gap. That's going to be his 4th hit of the night. The R is being waved around. He's going to come in to score as Altuve stops at second base. An RBI double for Jose Altuve. He's got 4 hits and 6 at-bats tonight. Well, he's something.
The man's a menace.
The R easily came around from first. And another opportunity for the fans to get on Luis Valbuena. Ball 1. That first hit by pitch is the reason he's been booed in his subsequent plate appearances. Looked like it probably grazed him on the knuckles, but really hard to see. Buddy Black challenged it, and the umpires kept with the call. But the fans have been unhappy about it ever since.
They don't forget, right?
Like an elephant. In the air, foul, 2-1. Astros 12 runs now on 15 hits. And 2 souvenirs for those guys. On a birthday, it looks like.
Oh, how nice.
Hey, happy birthday. That one's in the air to right. Spangenberg came in, and now it's going to go over his head. Corey Spangenberg just came in to play right field. And Valbuena will end up on second base. It's an RBI double, and the Astros extend the lead and are up by 10 here in the 9th.
Well, Corey Spangenberg is not a right fielder. Comes in on this ball and then realizes the point of no return, cannot catch up. That shouldn't count.
Spangenberg, one of several defensive moves made by Buddy Black as he gets Matt Kemp and Justin Upton out of this game. Robbie Grossman hitting for George Springer, who had quite a productive night. Takes ball 1.
You know, in games like this, and Jesse, I think you'll agree with me, but you just want to avoid anybody getting hurt, right? Just, hey, these games are going to happen.
Grossman earned his way onto this roster with a really strong spring training. Wasn't necessarily in the Astros' plans at the start of Grapefruit League play. Did his thing. Started a few games for them. Had a big hit the other night against the A's. Seventh man to bat here in the 9th inning against Corey Mazzoni. 3 balls and no strikes.
Big thrill for Robbie Grossman, being a Texas native. He grew up in Cypress, Texas.
Saw him pinch hit in the game last night as Dale Thayer, if needed, out in the Padre bullpen. Ball 4. Join the Padres and the Baseball Tomorrow Fund to help youth baseball and softball programs. On May 3rd and May 17th, bring new or used equipment to Petco Park to donate. Bins will be located outside of the gates. Great way to contribute to the baseball and softball communities here in the area. 13-3, you bust out a book. Maybe it's for school. Maybe that's homework. The Hobbit?
It's a good read. J.R.R. Tolkien, right?
Yeah.
Sorry about being knowledgeable.
The movie, too. There's a few of them, I think. Hey, happy birthday?
Oh, girls' night out?
Marisnik, first pitch swinging, lines one into the left field corner. And Marista will go and get it. One run's going to come in, and it is a third double here in the ninth. Fourth.
Well, these are one of those situations where you really hate to go to the bullpen because you got a day game tomorrow. Sure, there's an off day Thursday. Boy. Corey Mazzoni taking one for the team.
Will Harris, the relief pitcher, is going to get an opportunity to hit here. As the ninth man to come to the plate this inning. He takes strike one from Mazzoni. No need for A.J. Hinch to go into his bench here. You get Harrison at bat. Oh, 2. No batting gloves to the pitcher.
Yeah. He may be taken all the way. What do you think?
Misses high. No, strike 3. And Corey Mazzoni records his first big league strikeout. The Astros bat around, add a few more. And we go to the bottom of the ninth in San Diego. Big night for him. 2-run homer in the 7th inning into the Western Metal Suites here at Petco Park. He also has a 2-run single, and he had an RBI fielder's choice earlier in the game. George Springer getting the rest of the night off for the Astros, but a big night for their starting right fielder. 5 RBI. Astros a 14-3 lead as we come into the bottom of the 9th inning. Will Harris still out on the mound for the Astros. 2nd inning of work for him. And the 3rd frame he'll pitch here in this series. Will Nieves gets a chance to hit. Came in to play first base in the top of this inning. Padres backup catcher takes strike 1 from Harris. A game like this makes all the sense in the world. Get a couple of your regulars out. See the numbers for Nieves this year. Of course, the grand slam against the Giants. Expect to see him in the starting lineup tomorrow, very possibly, right?
Absolutely. You know, with the way that Derek North's been getting nicked up tonight. And there he is. Look at the prize fighter in the corner. with the towel around his neck.
He did his part.
Yeah, he did. I'll tell you what, you have a teammate like that, that rubs off on everybody, right?
One, two to Nieves. And a little bit up. 2-2. Unless something crazy happens, the Astros will improve to 13-7. This is a team that, 2 years ago won just 51 games. Yep. Nieves hits that one well to right, but it's foul and out of play. First place team in the American League West. Only team in the division above 500. Padres will see the Mariners on their next road trip. One more against Houston tomorrow afternoon, a day off on Thursday. 3 against the Rockies here this weekend. You got that fireworks show on Saturday night. And then a 3-city tour. Fouled off at the plate, still 2-2. And if this one holds, the Astros will have done something they've done only once before in their history, over 50 years. And that is start off this well on the road. They'll be 9-2. They've done it just once in 1986. Strike 3 call to Nieves. And of course, that was a very good year for the Houston Astros. They had a classic National League Championship Series against the Mets.
One of the all around one of the best playoff situations, American League and National League, 1986.
Angels and the Red Sox in the ALCS.
In fact, the Astros clinch it on the last day of the season. A no-hitter thrown by Mike Scott.
Where's your ball?
I was in the dugout for that one with
yes,
the Giants.
You were.
In the Astrodome.
But yeah, what a great postseason.
Oh.
Right? Angels, Red Sox,
yeah,
a classic in the ALCS. Mets, Astros, a classic in the NLCS. And then, of course, Mets and Red Sox. 7-game World Series. Bill Buckner, Game 6. Amarista hit hard, but to Altuve, he's still in there, still making plays. And the Padres are down to their final out here in the 9th. Was it Game 6 of the NLCS, the crazy extra inning game?
Yeah, people say that Bill Buckner shouldn't have been out there. Dave Stapleton should have been at first base defensively. Hey, stay tuned. Padres Live right around the corner after this one. Mike Pomerantz, Mark Sweeney going to break it down. Talk about all the happenings around Major League Baseball.
Jed Jerko, first pitch swinging, and that one takes a bite out of Castro. Second at bat of the night for Jerko, struck out in the 7th. Came on as part of a double switch that inning. Jerko's last start came on Sunday. Ever since he might be in there tomorrow against the lefty Keuchel. Takes the 0-1. Two balls and a strike. Never too late for a rally.
Yeah.
If you're hanging in at 14-3, go for it. That one's fouled back. Good cut from Jerko, 2-2. Mark just mentioned Padres Live, the post-game show after that. SD Live. Great conversation between Mike Pomerantz, Trevor Hoffman, and Craig Kimbrell. Hopefully we get a chance to see Kimbrell in tomorrow afternoon's game. Yeah. Two to Jerko. Strike 3 called, and the ball game is over. The Astros take the first 2 of this series. Final score here tonight, 14-3. Padres Live, the postgame show coming up next. Mike Pomerantz, what have you got?
Guys, I'm going to give you 2 great reasons to stick around. Trevor Hoffman and Craig Kimbrell. I'd say enough said, but you know what? We're going to tantalize you a little bit. We're going to show you a soundbite to preview SD Live, which will follow the postgame show immediately.